Yes.
And,
Hi, Nathan. Nice to see you.
Bye. Nice to see you too.
Do you guys know today is a lunar eclipse?
Wasn't that last month? Yesterday?
It's literally like today.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
what does that mean? So lunar eclipse. So what? So do
I
we
don't
get a
know.
cookie? Do we get a prize? What happens?
We get prize. I don't know. It's
People
just
say this stuff all the time. It's a lunar eclipse. I'm like, okay, what do we get? What do we get?
it's supposed to be
Extra money.
you're not going to have another one of whatever is occurring today in like 3 years. So it's significant energy. You know, the moon does impact our body. We're made of water, so naturally has an influence. How it affects you personally, I don't know.
The moon affects you. Okay, we had this conversation.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
We recorded it, we aired it, and everything. So
I'm jumping in. I'm diving into the combo.
you dive in okay, you can dive in. What does the moon do to you?
The moon?
The moon doesn't do shit to you.
Yes, it does.
No, it
For
doesn't.
sure it does. There's
No,
a
it
lot
doesn't.
of evidence
People have this thing that if there's a lunar eclipse or a regular eclipse, whatever you call it, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, if it's a full moon, new moon, none of those things do anything. It just means you're looking at a moon where the light is reflecting. The sun's reflecting off the moon, and you see a full moon. That's all it is.
I'm not talking about looking at the moon, and I understand that you naturally have your own free will, but the planets do impact us, right? It impacts the water.
Well, what is impacting the water is the question.
The moon.
The moon is not impacting the moon. It's not the moon that's impacting the water. It's the gravitational pull that's affecting the water.
Okay, so the gravitational pull from the
look
moon.
At this way. Look at this way.
From the moon.
No. Slow down. Right? Anytime you have mass, right? And there's a smaller body of mass, it gravitates to the bigger piece of mass because of the weaker force is gravity, right? So when you have a lower body of mass in proximity of a larger mass, it's attracted to the larger mass, and that creates a gravitational pull. So when you see the moon, just say if there's the moon, it's a full moon. The reason why you're seeing a full moon is because the moon, the planet, the sun, the planet, and the moon is aligned with each other, which creates a gravitational pull. Hence why you have the tides and the waves and all the stuff that acts up. But it's not the only time that the waves and stuff acts up. There's other periods that also happens that allows the waves and the tides to act or erupt the way it does. So it's the gravitational pull that has an effect on it. Yes, because there is a body, an object that's attracted to the larger mass, which is the Earth, and the Earth is attracted to the larger mass, which is the sun. All right. So the gravitational pull is what has an effect on whatever it is that you're talking about.
Okay, well, we're experiencing that gravitational pull all the time, just in general. But I found it like interesting that today is the day that, you invited me into this call, and I wasn't sure whether you guys were aware of like those coincidences.
How is that a coincidence? You know how many things happened today?
No, well, I just mean
you're like, today I want to go to McDonald's. What a coincidence! It's it's a lunar eclipse. Oh my gosh, what are the chances? Like many things are happening today.
Me being here is not like a normal occurrence.
That's just not normal because we've never done it before.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so for me, it's
nothing to do with the moon, though.
I don't know. I know a couple witches that do some rituals.
I know them too. We're probably not the same girl.
No. It's not. You don't know her. It's another person. You don't know.
Oh, you said you know some witches.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't do rituals? Don't we all technically do our own form of rituals? I'm not sure. That's just a posed question. That's just me.
Yeah, but have you met these witches though? They do some serious rituals. I've met them.
Like what? Because maybe
I can't even talk about this. If I do, something's probably going to happen because I've seen some shit. Not magic from the rituals. It's just the way they do their rituals. And you're like, damn, this is I can't believe I'm dating this girl. I got to get out. I see some stuff. But some people are into some stuff where I'm like, yo, I'm not a part of any of this. I've seen.
I don't know. I might do the same thing, so I can't even like.
Oh, you got it in you. You got it in you. But
Yeah, I know. I'm not
just saying.
denying it. I'm not saying I
I'm
don't
letting you
do
know where I
that.
stand from now.
Maybe not to the extent, I don't know, who knows? I'd have to know
Oh,
specifically
you got the
what you're
personality
referring
trait,
to.
so I'm not even surprised. So I better shut up now because I don't want to offend you.
I
But
would
even though you're not doing
definitely
them
be
yet,
like
so he's like,
that.
"Yo, don't talk about my witches like that."
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna. I'll leave it alone. But yeah, I know some girls, and they're kind of strange still.
And
And
ask
guys
them
too. You
about
gotta
the
put guys in
moon.
the whole
I'm sure.
category too. The Wicca,
Huh?
the Wicca community.
That's what they call them.
Yeah, the Wicca.
They call
Yeah.
the guys Wiccas. I thought they were wizards.
Well, the community, it's the community.
I thought they
I thought they
were.
were wizards.
I
Wearing
know
the
he's
hats and everything, you know.
acting.
I'm a wizard. He's got the wand. He's just walking
This
down Young
is
Street.
so
I'm a
funny.
wizard, everybody.
Oh my
Why is the guy
goodness.
dressed this way?
I'm not
3 days
opposed to
ago. What the hell?
anything.
It's just that there was a comedian who was talking. He did his joke where it's like a woman could be like on a first date. She can be like, I'm a witch. What if and nothing? You can continue the date. Nothing. Everything goes smoothly. But if a guy says he's a wizard,
She's
then it just stops right.
the dog
It just ends.
You'll
That's
never hear from her
true.
again. I'm a wizard. So true.
But if he said he was a witch, I would be intrigued. I would be like, okay, so tell me what you do.
Only Tanisha be intrigued by something like that. So tell me what you do. Come on, tell me about it. No, you're all.
This is something
Any,
I can do
if Nathan
too.
came right now and says, "Oh, by the way, I'm a wizard," we're not doing this, whatever you call this, ever again. It's out. You ever seen those outfits? They got stars and shit on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like this robe that you got to wear. You know?
These are stereotypes.
Yeah. Some stereotypes are true.
You think so? That's well, I guess so, for sure. That's why they exist, right?
With the pointy hat, like what is that?
Oh, it's like a KKK black version.
See, that's where the KKK got the shit from.
Huh?
That's where they got the original wizards. The wizards in white.
Hectic.
The
Oh,
ritual is we
God.
got this cross and we gotta light it.
That's so messed up. That's so messed up on so many levels. Oh my goodness.
Original wizards, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Trying
Makes
to do a
me
little
like
ritual.
shiver in my
The
body.
N-word ritual, you know? They got to do this chant.
That's so
They
sad.
march around the circle. Nigga, 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 nigga,
God, Morgan.
nigga,
These are so
that's the wizard chant.
that's so sad. Oh God, that's so sad. That is honestly so sad.
It is sad. It is sad. We're gonna make
Yeah.
light of it, you know? So we gotta make light of it. You gotta light that cross.
God, that's so, but that is a ritual, I guess, right? That's so
That's the
messed
ritual,
up.
you know? It's messed
Can you
up.
imagine like the first person to think, okay, I know how to solve this nigger problem.
I know how to solve it.
I know how to solve it.
Burn them to the ground.
It's so sad.
Burn them.
We've definitely come a long way though, if we could joke about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still around too.
Didn't come
Good
that
into certain
far,
parts. Certain
Yeah,
parts,
exactly.
they're there.
Some things haven't changed.
Years ago, when I was younger, I was in the
Mhm.
subway station and I saw 2 guys come off the train and they were wearing these cool leather jackets. And I was walking behind them and their jackets it said KKK. I'm like, damn, those guys are in fashion now. They're for real. KKK on the back of the jacket. And in the bottom it said Ku Klux Klan. They were
Whoa.
down, yeah, boldly on
Did
Finch
they
Station.
see you?
Was that?
Did they see you?
I hope not.
but-
Can you hear I was
That's
walking
really
behind them?
scary.
Oh yeah, I hope they didn't see me. That was crazy.
Put on his wizard hat. Just he's got his invisible cloak or something.
Yeah,
So
it's
invisible. Yeah,
I
I
don't
know
think they
people
knew.
like that still exist, you know.
It still exists.
Unfortunately.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Right.
Very
So
much
Tanisha's
so.
gonna fix that problem when she becomes a witch.
No, I really can't. And it's funny because like I'm thinking about a personal situation that happened not too long ago, like experiencing racism. I don't think I told you this, Morgan, but
I don't think so.
I was silent. I sat there and took it like took it like a slave.
So
I don't know what else to say.
So, right. So it must have hurt.
It did. I cried after and I called my mom. But yeah, I was very ashamed of myself because like clearly I'm not like a freedom fighter. Because like, you know,
Oh, you were ashamed of yourself because you weren't able to fight back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad.
See, we always say that we would do, and we wouldn't do shit in most cases. If someone did this, you know what I would have kicked that white ass, and then the time comes you don't do shit, like nothing happens.
Exactly. Right? Oh my gosh. I'd always think like,
That's
oh,
cool.
if I was one of them back in the day, I would have stood up or I would have done this and that. And
shit.
Lo and behold, like, you can be murdered right now. Just
be lynched right now. You ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you had to take that one as take it like a slave. But what happened though? What happened? What took place?
A guy got on the bus and just started going at it, like being racist to me, like calling me a black bitch and a black whore and telling me why like black people live in the projects and like why, and he was just going at it, and I just sat there just like just pretend like he's not there, and like the sad part is other people were on the bus and I was the only black person, and
no one defended you?
Going at it. Huh?
No one defended you?
No.
Damn, everyone backed out, eh?
And that's how it made it worse, because afterwards, when the guy got off the bus, they're just like, oh, we like people like you. In my head, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Out loud, I was just like, we're all the same. Like, we're all the same. I don't understand. It was like a time machine.
This is crazy. Nathan's been trying to make me cry for weeks and it didn't work. But you, I'm about to cry.
Yeah, I cried afterwards. I called my mom and I cried.
The bus driver didn't do anything?
No, and the sad part is the bus driver was white, and he went up to the bus driver. And mind you, I understand, like, no one knows how to react in those situations.
I know how to react in those situations.
Like,
what do you
mean? What race are you? And he was Irish. She's like, oh, I'm Irish. She's like, yeah, I'm Italian. These fucking black people. And and the bus driver at some point, she's like, yeah, I know. And in my head, I was like,
bus driver said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I approached him afterwards because like we were talking prior to that guy getting on the bus, and I was just like, it's not right for you to say, yeah, I know, because you're agreeing with what he's saying. You're literally saying yes. Like you're saying yes, I know.
Me that the bus driver agreed. That's what it sounds like to me.
It was just, I understand, like no one knows how to react. Like he didn't want to be mean to him, I guess. I don't know, but it was just really fucked up. Like I legit felt like I was like back in the 1940s or something, and it just hurt because like someone I knew on the bus was there, like an Indian woman, or I don't know her background per se. I think she is from India, and she was the one just like, yeah, we like your people, and she was explaining times when black people were nice to her, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, we're the same, like you people, in my head, like saying you people, like what is going on here? And it was just messed up because like no one really cared until I started to cry, and they're just like, oh, are you okay? And I was like, bruh, did you not just see the guys sitting in front of me calling me a black bitch and a black slut, and like black people are this and black people are that, like,
and because you're black, I think they thought you could take it.
I guess, I don't know, I have no idea. It was just,
you have no feelings, we're like robots and we can handle anything. So like, man, these black people, they can handle anything. They went through 400 years of slavery. Like,
it was
black superheroes.
It was really fucked up. And then I got very sick afterwards because like I was crying and I didn't have on my mask and I wiped my eyes and like I got pink eye and like it was fucked up.
Pink eye,
it was
another
just a
color.
terrible time.
How many colors can you take on?
It was really fucked. But yeah, it was an experience. It just made me realize like, you know, like that still exists and it's just part of our reality. And at the time I was reading Rosa Parks' autobiography. Mind you, I was on a bus and she was talking about her racist experiences on a bus. So it was just very eye-opening because I've never had that experience so overtly before. Like, yes, there are microaggressions, as they want to call them, or, you know, little racial slurs here and there, but never so overt where he was legit telling me why Black people are shit. And in my head, I was like, bro, you don't, like, it was just pure ignorance, obviously. But yeah, nobody said anything. I sat there and I was
That's
like,
what bothers me the most, that no one said anything.
yeah. And then after, like, the fact that he said, well, I'm not gonna, anyways. Yeah.
You probably just happened to get everyone on that bus just happened to agree with him. Imagine that, eh?
Yeah, this bitch is like, not shit.
They want to go to backbeat? He's like, nah, but it's not right though.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Yeah.
That sucks. That really sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. How long ago was this?
A couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago? Holy!
Yeah,
I thought this like happened a decade ago or something like. And you got over it while you're able to tell the story. Yo, I'm pissed now. See, first I thought it was so long ago. It's like, oh, that's the past. It happened a few weeks ago. Yo, I'm pissed. What route was that? What bus? I need to know.
I was on the 131.
You on the 131?
Wow.
Yo, I'm going on the 131 tomorrow. I'm gonna fuck up every bus driver I see. I'm joking. I hate you.
It was really.
I'm not black enough for that.
Can you imagine if you were on the bus, you would have just, I don't know her.
So stopping on them. They'll stop on every bus driver. At every bus driver I see on that route 131, stomping on them.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But afterwards, they felt bad, I guess, like when I was crying.
A few weeks ago?
Yeah,
I would have knocked that guy out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'd knock that guy out. I mean this. I would knock him out.
I wish I had the guts.
I've done this. So I would have knocked him out.
Aw.
Especially for you, I would have killed the guy for you.
Thanks, Morgan. That means a lot.
Next time this happens, next time this happens,
shut the fuck up, Morgan.
What do you mean? I gotta do the man. I gotta sound like I am a protector. I've done this for other people on the bus, eh? Not fight them.
Me too. And that's the sad part. If it was someone else, I would have been like, I would have done something.
Oh, my bad. You're not gonna kill him. You're gonna do stuff. What are you gonna do?
Bro. If I saw that shit going on the bus, I'm the first. You know what? I want those opportunities to happen. I have so much things to say.
Don't ever say that because you don't know anybody. But he came on the bus.
Tanisha,
this is what made me scared of him.
Tanisha, I've been on the bus like many times before where people have been attacked on the bus and I stood up for them.
Yeah.
I will not put up with that shit on the bus.
Yeah.
Then you don't know this right now. I will not put up with that shit on the bus. Trust me when I say this. You remember Anthony W? Anthony Waite? His sister was on the bus one time years ago, and a situation happened on the bus where a bus driver verbally attacked someone. I let this bus driver have it, and his sister was scared after she was like, Morgan, I've never seen you like this before. I'm like, yo, sometimes people need to be, sometimes you have to stand up for someone when shit goes down. Yeah.
So fucked. Because
I lose my cool very quickly when I see someone being verbally abused on the bus or in any situation. I'm the first one to stand up for it. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
Nathan wouldn't do shit, but me, I am doing something about it.
Nathan wouldn't do shit.
You talking about?
That's when Nathan starts pulling his white card. He's like, oh, I am 4th generation white, so I don't count. He's the first one to back up. You know those light-skinned motherfuckers. You know how these guys roll.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was more like a spiritual thing, though. Like it was definitely like.
Not getting past this. I guess we got to deal with something here. Nathan, you know if a situation like that happened, you're not defending anyone. You know this. It's not even your personality trait.
I got for you. Don't worry about it, Denise. I got your back, man.
You're 4th generation Caucasian.
Like, oh, my poor.
He's black until situations go down. He's losing that black card real quick. I know Nathan long enough. I know that something went down. He doesn't have my back. I know this. No, I don't.
You're such an asshole. Sorry.
I know I am an asshole. I don't know what Nathan would do, to be honest with you.
It was just shocking for it to happen, though, because it's like 2022, and it was just like literally the month of October.
No, it was just last month.
Yeah, it was like maybe 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, at most. But yeah, it was just I never knew. Like actually, I've had situations like that happen. I remember when Donald Trump got elected, people thought it was a free for all to be racist, and like they would tell me their racist comments, and in my head I was like, "Do you not realize I'm black? Like, what the fuck is going on here?"
It's weird. Maybe sometimes people forget though, because you're a different type of black person still. So maybe as the shit goes down, and
She's on our side.
and then holy shit, Sneaky's black. I totally forgot she's black. Damn, cut it, cut it.
I'm one of the house slaves. That's why.
She's one of the house. She's one of the house slaves. It's like, cut it. She's one of the field ones. Cut it. You forget real quick.
Oh no, but that was a personal attack towards me, and he wanted me to like say something. He
Really?
definitely wanted to read, like he was hoping to pull something out, but I just in my head I told myself pretend like he's not there. You know, I pulled out my laptop and I was, you know, pretending to focus on it, or like I just pretended like he literally wasn't there, and he moved on to the bus driver to like profess his reasons as to why black people like yeah.
Damn.
But do you think the bus driver was just like agreeing with him to get him off like the bus? He's like, yeah, okay, man, all right.
That's
like
what we're supposed to believe. But
Yeah,
that was the bus driver's
I
opportunity to say,
completely agree with Nathan.
I've been holding on to this for a very long time.
No, the thing is like the bus driver, I was the first person on the bus, right? And you know my personality. I talk to any and everyone.
Yeah.
I went on the bus and they're talking to this bus driver. I was like, oh yeah, such a nice smile, you know. And he's like, oh, da, da, da. We're talking about his parents and like his elementary school teachers and you know, like everything. So we were there talking. He's like, you're such a nice person, da 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 da. And then afterwards, my friend got on the bus, the Indian lady and her friends, and like her Indian friends, and they were there talking and stuff. At first, they didn't notice me, and afterwards, we said hi to each other. And then the racist white guy got on the bus, and he sat in front of me, and he was just going down. He was just like, I hate these fucking black people, you fucking black bitch.
Oh, I wish he said this stuff when I was on the bus. I would have choked a nigga that day. Nothing.
Yeah, no, he was just going at it. He was going at it.
What was that, Morgan? Nothing. Don't worry about that.
No, don't worry about it. Let it slide.
I'll stab him in his neck. What'd you say, Morgan? Nothing. Just keep going. Keep going.
No, it was just
out the
sad.
window.
It was like, yeah, it was just, I never anticipated that ever. And then afterwards, when he noticed I wouldn't respond to him, he got up and went to the bus driver. He's like, oh, what race are you? He's like, and the bus driver's, I'm Irish. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Italian. These fucking black people, they all live in the projects. They're all poor. They're all in prison. There's a reason why all black people are in prison, da 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 da, and all this shit.
He
and the
messed
bus
up.
driver's like,
Yeah, you were on
yeah,
the bus.
yeah, I
Obviously,
know.
you were in prison. So, he said all black people were in prison, but you're on the bus. He kind of got it wrong.
It was just pure ignorance, because again, there's so much history as to why things are the way they are, and if you're unaware, that just goes to show that you're unaware. It's ignorance. You just don't know any better, or you don't know anything. I don't know, but either way, it's a lack of knowledge and a lack of information. And I agree with Nathan. I feel like, because again, the bus driver is a nice guy. I was talking to him prior to. I just feel like he didn't know how to react in that situation. And sometimes we're not mindful of our words and saying, yeah, I know. You're literally agreeing with him. And I don't think that registered, that saying, yeah, I know, is an agreement. And he was just saying it to, like, you know, appease the guy, kind of calm him down. And the guy got off the bus saying, yeah, see, you know what I mean, da 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 da. And then that's when my friend came up. He got off the bus, and I called my mom, not with the intention to cry, but just to tell her what happened. And because I didn't say anything, like, I guess that's just how it came out. My mom was just like, hello. And I was like, she's like, are you there? And I just started to cry, and I explained to her what happened. And then them seeing me cry, my friend came up to me. She's like, oh, we like you people. We like your kind. And I was
You like your kind. What are you?
Yes.
You like your kind.
And I was like, bro, are we even friends?
So, Tennesha, if we weren't all in prison, we would have been on that bus defending you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Like, yeah.
I'm in prison right now. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a brace. House arrest. I'm wearing a brace and everything. Can't leave the house after 6.
Because honestly, Honestly, I've been in that bus driver's position. You ever like someone just comes to some racist shit to you, and you're just like, what? But you kind of like you're trying to diffuse the situation. You're just like, I remember that happened to me like maybe a month ago. I was at a show.
Shit,
And
a month ago?
Yeah, something
I
like
haven't
that.
dealt with this stuff in years.
No, it's recent.
And one of my friends,
actually probably a good thing for you guys because I used to go through this as a kid. So maybe
Me
you guys
too.
need this right now.
I went through it as a kid too. I remember white teachers would be like, "Oh, you're smarter than you look," and in my head, I was like, "What do I look like? Like, what do I look like to you?"
Yeah.
And mind you, this is a special ed teacher, and I'm not in special
It's a special ed teacher. You're smarter than you look. As she removes her helmet.
My mom was like, "I'm gonna call the school board." I was like, "No, I gotta go to school tomorrow." Yeah, so I haven't called a nigger in school or a black bitch. Like they used to run the joke, when God made black people, they say, "Ooh, I burned another one." Like
yeah. I remember that joke.
I mean,
actually, the white guy that I went to school with, he wrote that. That's his bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, in kindergarten class. Yeah, he wrote that. That was his bit. So every time I hear that, I say, yeah, that's Calvin's bit right there.
Yeah, it's common, especially in school. It's definitely because like I only had white teachers, so
Me too. I only had white teachers.
I remember I used to have to define my words. Huh?
I only had white teachers up till like probably up grade 7. My first non-white teacher was Mr. Shreves, my favorite teacher in the whole entire world. I always talk. I do what I do because of Mr. Shreves.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I believe he was biracial. My favorite teacher. Anywhere I go, I big up Mr. Shreves.
And even that, like,
was that?
There's history to why a majority of our teachers are white, because when they integrated schools, they didn't want black teachers teaching white kids. So there goes a lot of black jobs.
Yeah. Remember sorry. I feel like
so tell me why you reacted that way. I'm sorry for interjecting.
Oh yeah, we didn't let Nathan finish the
I feel like you guys am I even here? Like
you are here. You are here.
You are there. You are here. I'm just acting like you're not.
I want to hear how you respond in these situations. I always just exit. Like I
fight to the end.
It was weird because we all knew each other, but like my friend was just like, "Yo, man, look at those crackers over there. I'm gonna go hit on these cracker white girls." I'm like, "Why are you saying this shit to me?" I'm like, "What the fuck did I do? Don't involve me into this shit." And my white friend was right there. It's like, "I can't deal with these crackers." I'm like, "Stop saying this shit." But I'm like, "All right, man." But I was wearing a mask, so you couldn't see my faces, so you couldn't see my confusion. I'm like, "What the fuck are you? Why are you involving me into this shit? Like, what the fuck?" But I saw him flinch, like my white friend, just right there. It's like, it's like I could feel him getting uncomfortable. We just did a show, and we're like, "What the fuck? Where did that come?" It's like, well, I don't understand. Let's check out these cracker white girls. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Check out these cracker white girls?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's so mean.
But he was as hell.
But it was just fucking. I just don't know where that came from. I think he was just trying to be cool. Like I don't know. I wasn't like. It's just weird.
So your friend was black saying that?
No, he's like he looks black, but he's like Indian. But like,
oh, that's messed up.
I don't know where that came. It's a weird. It's just weird.
And that's the thing. I forget that like in Indian cultures and like, other parts of the world, they see certain cultures lesser than. So even hearing that, it kind of makes sense as to why my friend said, "Oh, we like your kind."
Yeah, but every culture does that though. Every culture thinks they're better than the other culture.
Yeah, so I get it, but it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to think back. Have I ever been racist to somebody? Like, nothing rings a bell.
Sorry, have been racist to someone is what you said?
No, I'm trying to think. Have I ever been racist to someone? I don't think I have.
Not my Tanisha. No way.
Yeah, I guess everyone's just different. Sometimes I wonder to myself, like, why do I love humanity? Like, I just want peace amongst all people. Like, I love all things, I wish everything got along and lived in harmony. And sometimes I wonder, why do you think like that? I don't think like majority of people think like that.
That's why you make the perfect witch. Right?
In a good witch.
Right? Because there's nowhere else for her to go. She has to become a witch because she loves all things. She loves all people, all animals, all I watched this
do.
girl hug trees. That like we went out one day and she was hugging trees for the whole time. She
You remember?
forgot I was even there. I'm like, yo, that's a tree. You know that, right? Yeah. Shut up. I'm hugging the tree. She
I'm
would hug
hugging
trees
Daniel.
while
It was an old tree. That tree's older than all of us, probably combined.
that
Okay.
sucks. See? And you say you don't date older men. Yet you're hugging this freaking old tree.
But Morgan knows me. Like, I remember
Yeah.
we saw a beaver. You remember the beaver? I
Oh,
remember.
what
the
happened with the beaver? The beaver. How come I don't remember?
Remember the bridge, the beaver? The beaver came to say hi to me and let me see its face.
Oh, but that happens with you all the time. That's why I don't remember
Yeah, animals love me. They just come
Yeah,
up to
today's is
me.
just strange.
Yeah, they come up to me and say, "What up?" And I'd be like,
What
"Yeah,
up?
what up?" You know?
See, if that guy on the bus was a beaver, it would have been a whole entire different conversation.
He wouldn't be so mean. He would
Yeah,
not say
exactly.
those things.
Yeah,
Can you
Tanisha's that
imagine?
person.
That's so fucked up. I legit just sat there.
Yeah.
It's like a black
So you feel
girl.
bad. You
little
feel
pick
bad for
on
not
him.
doing anything, right? You wish that you could have done something, eh? It's
Yeah, I
too
wish I could have stood up and be like, I don't even know what I would have said. Because again, like, if it's happening to me, I take it. But if it's happening to someone else, then I'm defensive
do it,
because
right?
I'll protect what's good and what's right. But if it's happening to me, I'm thinking, okay, one, don't be mean. Two, the guy came on the bus and he's just like, oh, I'm a dangerous guy, how he's ready to like kill someone and stuff. So I was like, bro, he's gonna stab you.
So let's get to you though, because you're the person, the individual that just loves everything. Why do you love everything so much?
It's just my
Especially when
nature.
they don't love you back. Why you love everything so much?
It's so weird. Sometimes when things don't love me back, I wonder, am I supposed to love it? And then I can't help it. And then I was like, hey, just, and I'm thinking of like my father while thinking of this, just like, I know there's no mutual love, but at the same time, I want to love. And it's like, bruh, is that an intelligent idea? So I don't know, but I know my soul as a child, I have a very vivid memory. I have good recollection of a lot of things that have occurred in my life.
Mhm.
And I've always been like this. Like, and that's why I was talking to the person, the disability teacher, because I would take care of the disability kids.
Special ed teacher?
Huh?
The special ed teacher you're talking about?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So the special ed teacher, I would like, I would look after the children who had special needs because they would treat them so poorly. And I
Yeah.
was just, in my head, mind you, I'm like 6 years old. And it's like, this is not how you deal with people, And yeah, and I would like take care of them, not because I was told to. Afterwards, they'd call for me because I was the only one that could like calm them down or help anybody. But it just felt right, or it was just the right thing to do. Like, you don't treat people poorly. It's always been my nature. I remember like growing up, like I wanted to take care of elderly people and go to old folks home and like give them the child that never reached out to them because I thought their grandkids wouldn't call them, so I could be their grandchild.
At 6.
Yeah, in elementary school. I
Oh,
like
in
gathered
elementary
my
school. I see.
friends. Yeah, so like this, I'm recollecting like grade 1 going upwards and stuff, but grade 1 is when I started to like help out and take care of persons with disabilities, and because like at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all equal. I don't see myself as separate or different, and I think that's where it comes from. I guess people think of themselves better than others or whatever the case may be, and that was never how I viewed things. So I know sometimes I definitely feel like I'm weird. I know sometimes I'm so embarrassed. But sometimes I just pray for everything. I pray for all
Pray for everything.
things.
For all things?
Yeah, because I want everything to be at peace. And I understand your perspective. Everything is how it's supposed to be and it's all in harmony, right? And I just hope for everyone to
That's
be
the
happy.
ultimate perspective. It doesn't mean it's my relative perspective.
Yeah, well, I keep that in mind. Like, everything you share with me, I don't forget. And I keep it in mind, and I know the varying perspectives. It doesn't make sense to me for like pain and suffering. I understand sometimes people are not nice people, and even so, like I still wish them the best because at the end of the day, everybody deserves that, right? I don't think anyone deserves any less, regardless of what you've done. Like I don't I know I'm not the one to judge, and I know regardless of where you're coming from, you can have some form of turnaround or whatever the case may be, and nobody should dictate what you deserve in life. And at the end of the day, we all deserve happiness, right? And in my eyes, I as long as that's not coming to the harm of someone else, and I know that's not always the case, but I ultimately just hope for everything to be okay. Yeah. And I just
how can we get Nathan to be like you?
Nathan's funny though. We all have our attributes. I'm not funny like Nathan.
Finally, someone said it. Thank you.
Yeah, finally, the
Thank
first
you.
person says you're funny. Finally.
Finally,
I've been waiting for
someone.
You're so. Oh my
He just made his
goodness.
comedy career.
You're funny. That's why Morgan takes a special interest in you, Nathan. He sees your potential.
You're right. I've been trying to tell him this the last time we did a recording. I was like, yo, I see your potential.
I saw it, and
he wanted to like tinkle his balls, as I say. He wanted to sing with more emotion and stuff. Like,
that's what he wants. But you just did it. There you go. There's the ball tinkling for you, Nathan.
You gotta tickle the left ball. That's what I want. Just tickle the left ball.
Why? The left one is larger?
No, it's lucky.
The right one has no feeling. He's been kicked there so many times. Has no feeling anymore. Poor guy. So,
that one is the lucky one. That's
like, is it larger? He's got this like tennis ball just chilling.
Oh shit!
Oh my goodness!
Is it larger?
Like,
dum.
Acknowledge stuff like that, you know, because he's obviously an intelligent person, and for him to taking a liking to you goes to show, okay, I've got something to offer, and just continuously develop it, and everything blossoms in the right time, right? So
encouraging. I love you, Tennesha. That's very, very encouraging. Nathan needs
likewise,
that. I won't do it.
He wanted me to dress up in a Joker outfit. What is it called? You know, the person the jester. He wants you to be his jester.
Yeah, it's like hire one, bro. Like, yeah. You are funny. That's what he wants. Must be wearing like a big bow tie. With my polka dot outfit and my big shoes. Hey.
Yes, with like bells on it. Like, I know I'm funny because look at this man.
Yeah, look at this man that I hired. Tells me all day that I'm funny.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Only Nathan. Well, yeah. I always wanted to ask you where that all started from with you, but I guess you're saying that you've always been like that.
And I just remember it for whatever reason. I have a very good memory, and I remember me being like that, and I've always been like that. And when I had my spiritual awakening, which is like when we met, when did you have
your spiritual awakening, and when did we meet?
We met in 2012. I had my spiritual awakening.
You remember
in 2013. That?
So I met you probably a few months before I met Nathan.
Really?
Yeah, I met him.
We met in the summer of 2012.
Yeah, so I probably met Nathan probably in the fall of 2012.
Shit, I don't remember at all.
Of course you don't remember. You were high.
I wasn't high. I was drunk. No.
That's so cute.
Yeah, all you guys I met in 2012.
Yeah, that's so
except
interesting.
For Randall I knew 2 years prior. Lance I knew a few years prior. Of course, Christoph I knew a few years prior. But Christoph, I met him in 2008. Randall 2008, 2009.
Yeah, I
remember. All those guys. All you guys, like the whole Rise community, 2012.
Yeah, it's so interesting how things play out. Yeah.
Very interesting. Tell us more about your spiritual awakening that happened back in 2012.
Oh, it was so
Nathan's never heard it. I've heard it many times. Like, you don't stop talking about it, but Nathan's never heard it.
Because what would you like me to say? Like, tell me how
whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever you're comfortable. Because maybe not all of it you want to share. Because maybe you don't want the 5 viewers to hear it. But go with whatever you feel comfortable with.
Let's just say I fucked up. I messed up really badly, and I was just in a very dark place. And I decided to go back to my childhood self because I, again, remembered what my life was like as a child. And, you know, I didn't understand how it went so wrong so quick. And I just started to do everything I was doing as a child. And I had a spiritual awakening because of it. During my spiritual awakening, I was awake for 72 hours straight, not intentionally, it just happened. And I was just experiencing a lot of strange things. And what I didn't know what it was, but I became aware, like, I became aware of what happened when my friend told me it was God speaking to me, which was like the pinnacle of it. And that just kind of, it freaked me out because at the time, you know, I didn't really think about God or care about God, or I was a regular college student. Maybe not the regular, I was the bad college student. You know, whatever you're not supposed to do, I was doing. And I was living very recklessly. And yeah, when my friend told me, like, it was like in my head, I was sitting beside my friends. Let's make this a long story short. I was sitting beside my friend on a bench, and in my head, I was wondering what was happening, why all these strange things were occurring to me during those 72 hours. And I was like, is this God? In my head, I said, is this God? And my friend turned to me and said, God. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, God is watching me. And I was just like, I need to stop doing all the things. I stopped everything. I stopped swearing. I stopped doing a lot of stuff that I won't list that I was doing because it's embarrassing. And let's just say they're very profane. Not profane like swearing. Swearing is nothing. I just mean, you know, those places where creepers lurk. I was there. And I stopped doing all of that. And yeah, that was my spiritual awakening. Like, everything changed, everything shifted, and it was just very evident. And things haven't turned back since. I'm aware that, like, I could communicate with God. I'm aware that I can get signs. Like, we all get signs, you know. I don't think there's a person out there that hasn't experienced signs, whether you want to acknowledge them or not. And it's just that divinity that is our essence, you know, communicates with us if we want to communicate with our higher selves. And it happened to me not because I wanted it to happen, it just happened. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I didn't understand why it happened, but I understood that it was when I started to paint, and that's when it all occurred. And it has to do with, like, you know, what I'm here to do, which is partly art and also just being, you know, a loving person. And that's what partly started that again, because, you know, I went back to my childhood self, which is me just being love. At the time, I was not a nice person, you know, going through high school.
Hold up a sec. There was a period of time where you weren't a nice person? I'm so confused. So you started off a nice person, went to being a negative person, and back to a nice person?
Yeah, very much so. Because I wanted to be cool, and cool kids are not nice.
True.
So I was not nice. If you weren't cool, like, it was known. And that sounds so lame, but like, teenagers can get up to some reckless stuff, and there are a lot of perverts out there in the world. There are a lot of drug addicts, a lot of people who do different stuff. And at the time, those were the areas that I was hanging out in. Like, if I want to do heroin, I could do heroin. Mind you, these are the types of crowds that I was in. Breaking into people's houses, going pool hopping, taking different drugs.
You've told me this all before. I'm acting like I'm hearing it for the first time. You broke into people's houses?
Edit!
I didn't know. It wasn't very hard.
For real?
Fucked up, right? And they welcomed us with open arms.
Wow.
They were drug addicts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of stuff happened that night. I've had some stories. Sometimes I think to myself, my life could literally be a movie. Of all the things I've, like, witnessed in a very short period of time, easily, it would be very entertaining.
Damn.
Even for me, thinking back, sometimes it's kind of entertaining, but it's very carnal. It's not good at all. It's like it's not good energy. Like there are things with good energy naturally, and there are things with like negative energy. And I've experienced both full force. Like I remember once, I don't know if I should say all this, but I remember once.
Yeah, as long as you allow me to air it, because I'll air it. You know, I just don't want to mess you up in the process. You know.
It's just sad and bad.
It's all good as long as I can air it.
So I remember once.
Just give us some opportunities to crack some jokes, eh? Like you just keep going. You don't even pause.
Me?
They just try to get
I feel like it's so cryptic though, because like I'm thinking about this stuff and they're so in detail, and I know I'm not saying everything because it's just so bad, right? But I remember once, like, say I went out with this guy, like not because I wanted to go out with this guy, but I was just taken. Like technically, I've been sex trafficked, mind you. I don't know if we should say all that, but
that's up to you. This is your story. Like I'm not pulling this out of you.
Anyways, so I was taken, and I'm not gonna say out of where or whatever, but yeah, and we were brought to this house. You know, they told me I was allowed to like smoke or whatever, so that's why I went. People always used to lure me with marijuana. Okay,
worked every time, man.
Huh? Yeah, that's how they lure people. They lure you with drugs. Okay, so they say we got drugs, we got free drugs. And then thinking about it, it's like, oh, all these rap songs, they make so much sense. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I listen to rap songs like, bro, I understand. Okay, anyways, yeah, so they told me, you know, we go smoke. We went, and then it was like they invited this guy over because he was selling drugs for them, and he was doing the drugs, like it was coke or whatever, and they killed him. But I don't know, they brought me home before I could see everything.
They what?
So I don't know if like he's dead or not.
You know this guy's dead?
Yeah, so they brought him to the house, you know, they acted like it was all cool until he saw the person, I guess, that he owed money to, and they beat the shit out of him, like they had a bat. I've never seen that stuff in my life. So they're beating and beating, just like, well, we gotta bring the girls home. So they brought us home there, so yeah, we're gonna finish him. And we drop them off.
Unless it was just to scare you girls so they can get you to do all the nasty deeds and stuff.
No, I saw like
we'll do that to you.
No, I wasn't doing like I wasn't selling anything. They you know, like it's those bad it's so gross. I feel like an object, but again, this is like all in the past. This is just I'm just showing you how like the world I was in was just really fucked up. Like, you know me as a person, I don't hang around those places. Like I'm a homebody, I'm always making art, very peaceful, you know, I'm meditating, all of that stuff. But in that period, like you asked if I went from good to like negative to good, like this is that negative period. I was around people who were like killers.
How long did this negative period last? How many years?
Oh, not long. It was like a couple months.
That's it. And you're back
well,
to
then
good.
Again, like me being like not a nice person was just in high school, right? So again, that high school period, but being around really messed up people was my first year of university. So just that 1 year, it was just terrible. It was really bad. Like people glorify bad stuff, failing to realize how bad it really is when you're actually in those environments. Like it's not cool at all. Like I remember going to houses where they have like dogs chained up and they would train them to like kill people.
They train them to kill people.
Yeah, like pit bulls, they train them, like trap houses. Like when you're actually in those places, it's not nice. It's not nice at all. Like it's just I don't understand.
Yeah, Nathan knows. He's been a part of that stuff, so he knows.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'm just trying to throw a joke, and I was gonna say 1 star, but sorry, my bad. Just
1 star motel.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to throw some jokes.
No, it's really. I'm just like.
And then he tells you what he was trying to do.
I'm explaining where I was. Like, okay, so my thing is, I come up from a nice background. You know, I grew up in Gilwood. Like, I grew up around white people. I was like the only Black person. You know, and it's not to say, oh, that's good. Like that's programming to say, oh, anywhere where it's all white people is great, right? Which is not the case. But anyways, I'm just sharing. Like I never grew up in an environment where that was my life scenario. you know? So I didn't understand how I went from like the suburbs to trap houses. Like, how do you go from point A to point B? And then in my mind, it's like, okay, I need to do something to get back to where I was as a child. And I decided to just be who I was as a child and just be loving and nice and kind, which I was not at the time. At the time, if you weren't like a ball player or like, you know, have those superficial things, I did not speak to you and you could not speak to me. Like, that's just what it was.
Damn. Shit.
Yeah. Nathan's always on the bus. There's no way you'd be talking to Nathan.
It's just a reality, you know? You can't be seen with them. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I was one of those girls where I only spoke to girls that were really good looking, and like, you just could not talk to us. Like, you have to have a lot of something. Like, that's just where we were in my mind afterwards. Like, hey, I'm gonna be who I was as a child, which is nice to everybody, right? I'm coming from taking care of persons with disabilities and like not seeing anyone as different or separate. I was like, okay, I'm going back to who I was as a child and being nice to everyone. And I had to tell myself to do this because my outside environment wasn't saying that. My outside environment was saying, oh, you need to have a lot of money, you need to go to clubs, you need to do this, you need to do that. And that's what I was following to like have a friend group. And me going back to who I was, I lost all of my friends, you know, because I was no longer doing all those drugs. I wasn't like popping Molly, selling drugs. I was selling drugs at one point. Like, I was packing M at one point. Like, Tennesha, what? Mind you, my mom better never
It's not the Tennesha I know, everyone. Just to let you know, I don't know that Tennesha.
Yeah, neither do I. It's fascinating.
Shut up.
I find it really fascinating because just like, whoa, that's so crazy. But it's never something I would ever recommend anyone to do, or I would ever go into like ends the but it would make a great movie. Like, shit, like it would make a great movie. Like, there's a lot of scenes where it's just, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, I changed who I was, going back to who I really am, which is just a nice person. And I lost a lot of friends because I wasn't like drinking all the time. I wasn't like doing all these different drugs. I wasn't going to like really terrible places, which I won't name. And, you know, all my friends are doing that. And yeah, and I had a spiritual awakening because like, I was just being a nice person. I was the type of person when I was in my, like, when I decided to be myself, because I had so much money for food, I would just buy food for people and just walk around giving it away. And they'd be like, are you running a campaign? I'm like, nah, like, just take a donut. Like, I'll pay for your lunch. Like, what's the reason? I just got extra money. Like, I can afford it. Like, that's all that there is, you know, and that was it. And me being myself, like it just caused a spiritual awakening. And it wasn't something that I tried to do. I was just trying to get out of that space where a lot of negative stuff was happening to me. Mm-hmm. Like, those people are not good people. Like, they're not. And again, I understand everyone is like, we're all one at the end of the day, and it's just part of the whole. Just, it's not where I want to be, and it's not the energy I want to be around. And yeah, it made me have awakening that I didn't call upon. And
what happened in your spiritual awakening exactly? Are you able to break that down in detail or no?
Sure. So during my spiritual awakening, which is like 72 hours long, it was just strange things happening. Like, again, we spoke about animals communicating with me. Animals were communicating with me. I had like a swarm of birds come up to me, okay? And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because mind you, birds fly away from people, right? These birds came up to my feet. And my friend was there. Every time something happened, someone was there. No, I was just standing there. I didn't do anything. I was just standing there. Huh? You got it in my pocket.
You're like eating like a donut or something. It's like all these crumbs on. Like,
I was just...
Maybe she was like a chia pet.
No,
covered in that stuff, and the birds were just coming at it, just picking at her or something.
Because I wasn't hanging out with the friends that did drugs and like I want to say what we did, but I'm just so embarrassed that I don't want to
You know,
say it.
yeah, it's all like, you know, you don't have to say it.
Yeah, I wasn't hanging out
Text
with
it to
those
me.
friends anymore. Naturally, I wanted friends, so like I became friends with these girls that were nice, and like they were always around me. So I remember one friend was with me when all the birds came up to me, and I
Mhm.
turned to her. I was like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, why are they coming up to me?" And she's like, "I have no idea." I was like, "Why is this happening to me and nobody else?" You know, because there was four of us, and it was just me that all of this was happening to.
Hold on a sec though. Did this happen after the 72 hours of the
No,
spiritual?
during. This was
During.
during
So
this.
you're
Yeah.
having the moment while you're with your friends, your fucked up friends?
No, with the new friends.
Oh,
The fucked up
the new
friends
friends.
didn't talk to me anymore after I like left that
Where do these new
world.
friends come from?
I just, you know me, I make friends like
Oh, you
nothing.
just met them on the street? You just met them outside?
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
I like parties and stuff, like, you know, house parties, not the bad parties I was at. When I say bad parties, I mean
Yeah.
like,
They don't sound like parties.
okay,
Bad
there are
parties don't sound
house
like
parties, which are normal, right?
Oh,
And there are
okay.
strip clubs, which are not like where you're supposed to be at. And then there are trap houses where you're not supposed to be at. And then there are houses where people get killed where you're not supposed to be at. Okay, so these are different houses. I was at normal house parties now. I stopped going to trap houses and houses where people are getting like fucked up or trafficked and stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm at a normal house party where normal people should be. And this is where I made these friends. Okay. And you know, I hung around them because I needed friends, right? And naturally they're nice. So they let me into their little clicker group or whatever. And one person I knew from high school, and I started talking to her then because in high school I would have never spoken to her because she's not cool, right?
Damn.
It's like Mean Girls. It's like, oh my god.
You were going to the special ed class.
I was
God
one
damn.
of them. I was one of them. Yes. Okay, but
Yeah.
no. I now know I have no friends. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but anyways, so
What
I was
else
with
happened
one of
during
them.
this? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And yeah, these birds were coming up to me and we're just like, what the fuck is going on? Another occurrence, this dog smelt me from head to toe. Like he legit smelt my feet when I
You head to toe. Were you on your hands and knees, or were you standing
no.
up? Like,
So
what did the
first
dog
I was
do?
standing. First I was
The
standing.
dog
First I
jumped
was
up and smelled
standing.
you from head to toe?
No. I'll explain. First, I was standing because like we were outside, and this guy, our friend, had his dog, and he invited us over to his house, right? So when we first saw him with his dog came up to me, was smelling my feet, right? And he invited us to his house. So we're just like, yeah, okay, cool. Went to his house. I sat on his couch, and the dog continued to smell me. He smelled me on my legs. He jumped up on the couch, and he smelled the rest of my body. He jumped up to the
Oh,
top of the couch, and he smelled my head. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like it was just occurrence after occurrence after occurrence.
the
And I
crown chakra
remember,
has a scent.
huh?
Crown chakra has a scent.
Yeah, he smelt the top of my head. Like you see
He's
how
like,
I'm on this
smells like
couch now?
paradise.
He chopped up to the top to
Mhm.
smell the top of my head. And me, being me, I just kind of sat there and let him sniff away. I didn't like say, hey, your dog's on one, you know. I just let him smell me up. And yeah, I was like, hey, this is only happening to me. All these animals are only coming up to me. And then I remember at one point, there was like drawings on the sidewalk. This was at nighttime. It was just explaining life, you know, with like all the dark stuff that's happening. And it was just all so peculiar. And I remember at one point, like, this is so weird to say because I know people are just like, hey, this is strange. But at one
Five
point,
people. You're
something
good.
took over my body. I was no longer in my body. This is when the birds were coming up to me. And it was just, I knew it was a different energy, something greater than me, like a greater spirit than like the human spirit. It was just, I don't know, otherworldly energy. It felt very, very esoteric, very divine, very like clean. And it saw the cigarette butts on the ground, and it was just like, what is this? Like, you guys are trashing your earth, basically. And then it was looking through my body, and it was like observing everything for the first time. Like, say there was 3 cars parked up. one car had all of its doors open, another car had like the hood of the car up, another car had all the windows down. Like it basically, between all the cars lined up, it showed all the functions of a car, and through my body was observing like this is what a car is, this is what a car does basically. And
Wow.
yeah, that was like, it was pretty magical to feel that in my body. And for me, say this is my body, I felt like I was here, like this is me, and something else is in my body, experiencing my body. Mind you, I'm not like in my body, right? And it was just experiencing life through my body. And yeah, again, this was not called upon, it just happened.
Yeah.
And while it was in my body is when like all these animals were coming up to me, right? All these birds are coming up to me. And
Yeah, I don't think Nathan's ready for this. Like I can see it in his eyes, like he's like, yeah, you weren't ready for any of this, eh, Nathan?
The strange part
Are
is,
you good?
No, it's kind of no, I'm good.
Kind of what?
What?
It's kind of what? What are you trying to say?
No, I'm like I have like not like I have some, like I have a story that's kind of like that, but it's like totally different. But like I get where she's coming from.
Oh, I
Like,
see. Okay. Carry on, Tennesha.
which is so
He's
cool
fine.
and so relieving to hear, because saying it out loud, it sounds so strange, you know, and nothing like that's ever happened to me again since, you know. But yeah, afterwards, like again, these are all just 72 hours. I didn't sleep, not intentionally, it just happened. It just happened. And yeah, we were invited to go to this park, and while we were at this park, like at the time I was still smoking marijuana, that's all I was doing. And yeah, we were all hanging out this park, and it was supposed to be really beautiful and stuff, and it ended up being very dark, you know, like my friend described. Okay, there's supposed to be a pond, right, and there's some doves and there's some flowers. And we're all saying, yeah, let's go smoke there. Like, what? That sounds gorgeous. So we went, and you could see that everything he said was true, but it was no longer there. So the pond was dried out, no water. There were like flower candles, and yeah, you could just tell what he was saying was true, but none of it was no longer there. And it was now really dark. Like visually, it was really dark. So it was like nighttime, I guess. And yeah, well, not I guess, it was definitely nighttime, but it felt dark as well. Not only was it visually dark, but you could feel like the heaviness. You could feel like it was just dark energy.
Yeah.
And this is what I was thinking in my head, right? I'm looking around, and I'm just like, yeah, I could tell what he was saying is true, but water is not there, flowers aren't, like everything is now gone, and it's dark, it feels negative. And in my head, I'm also thinking, okay, maybe I'm just tripping out. Maybe like I'm over analyzing. So I was just like, maybe I'm just tripping out. And the friend that invited us turned to me, and mind you, this is all going in my head. The friend that invited us turned to me and said, you're not tripping out. So he literally answered the question I had in my head. And I was like, maybe I'm just tripping out. And he said, no, you're not tripping out. Out loud and with his mouth.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, is this God, right? I didn't respond to him. I did not respond to him. Okay. You know me, in situations, I'm going to sit there and I'm not going to say shit. I'm gonna like, no. So I didn't say anything to him. In my head, I was like, is this God? Right. And my friend who was sitting right next to me turned to me and said, God. And that's when I got up. I got up out of my seat, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was flipping, and they're just like, what's going on? I was just like, I just asked in my head if it was God talking to me, and you just turned to me and said God. And I was like, why did you say God? And she's like, I have no idea. Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, it was pretty fucked. Like, I was scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie. Mind you, Morgan, in high school, I had ghost experiences. Okay, so I've gone through periods of my life where I've lost friends because supernatural things happened to me. So it wasn't the first time something supernatural happened to me, right? I don't know why supernatural. I guess supernatural things happen to people who are open to it, right? Like energy wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was scared shitless. I was scared. I was straight up scared. I felt like I was
What happened there? Why'd you turn it off camera?
Oh, sorry. I didn't intend to do that.
See, that was God.
You're so funny. I don't know what happened just now, but anyways, yeah, I was really scared. I started to go to church. I stopped swearing. I was dressing more modestly.
They're looking like a nun.
I did everything.
They're wearing
Like,
her
I'm
mama's
not
dress.
doing anything bad ever again in my whole life. And you know, I've let go things where I don't feel like they're that bad anymore. Like, as you can tell, I now swear again. And yeah, like I just stopped doing everything that I thought was bad. I stopped drinking. I stopped doing a lot of stuff. When I say stuff that I don't feel comfortable saying.
No,
But
we get that.
huh?
We get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I stopped doing a lot of things, and you know, no one could explain to me what was happening. You were the first person and the only person to actually like explain what was happening to me. And yeah, that was the only time I actually felt at ease and comfortable. And it was just a shocking time in my life. I remember I called my mom. I was like, oh my goodness, like these things, like things are happening to me. What is it? I was like, when I get home, I'll explain. I locked my hair. I used to have straight hair. I used to perm my hair. I stopped all of that. Like I've had locks
So ever since I've known you, you've had locks, right?
No, when we met in
Your hair was
2012,
perm
I
at one
did
point?
it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because it was so brief between how long we've known each other. But yeah, after that happened, I was like, hey, I'm not perming my hair anymore. I'm going natural. I'm not wearing makeup. I stopped wearing makeup. Like I stopped fucking everything. Like I stopped everything. Things that I feel like are okay now, or like gradually I felt like, hey, this really doesn't define what's good or bad. Like I start to do again. Like I don't think swearing is all that bad. So I swear. I don't think wearing makeup is all that bad. So I wear makeup. I feel like I should be able to dress however I want. You know, people have personal preferences. So I'll wear revealing shirts if I want. Like, I don't give a fuck, right? But at that time, no. I'm going to church every week. I started going to, like, I was reading the Bible. I was like, I did everything I thought I was supposed to do because I was like, oh my God, God is watching me. I have to like I just felt like, okay, well, God is obviously watching me. That's zero question. Because like legit, like, yeah. So yeah, I just did whatever, whatever the Bible said. The Bible said you're not supposed to have jewelry, so I sold all my jewelry. To this day, my mom's still
Where does it say
vexed
that in the
about
Bible?
that. Yeah, and you mind you, huh?
Where does that say that in the Bible?
In the Bible, it says you're not supposed to wear jewelry, okay? And
Where's
I
the
was
scripture?
going to.
Where is it?
I don't remember the exact scriptures, but it's just like, yeah, you're supposed to give it up and stuff. Like you're supposed to walk away from all of that. So I sold it and I donated the money. I sold the jewelry and I donated the money to the church. Like I did everything I could, because I wanted to be okay. Because I was like, bruh, God's gonna smite me.
Yeah, sorry, man. Look like you're dying for some stage time there. Like you can't wait to jump in there, huh? What do you want to say about the whole thing so far?
I've had like similar experiences, just in different ways, but that's about it.
Talk about it. Let me hear it.
Well, she's not here to.
She doesn't have to hear it. Just tell me. Just what if she'll walk in halfway? What are you talking about? And you can just, you can explain. But jump into it.
Well, she sounds like she's had spiritual awakenings with nature, but usually I've had spiritual awakenings within dreams. I think I've told you about one of them. Have I?
Yeah. I don't know if you told me the dream, but.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it happened at the end of a dream. I don't know exactly what. I was in a really bad place at the time. Was going through a depression, and like the peak of it. And I just remember, at the end of this dream, for some reason, I met with this Indian guy. He was in the kitchen. He's like, "Come in, Nathan." I'm like, "All right, cool." It just seemed like it's like a messed up ending to a dream, but it's like I just like all this stupid shit happened, and then I just met this Indian guy in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just on it seemed like a sunny day, and I'm just chilling. He's like, "Come in, Nathan. How are you doing?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." Whatever. So then he's like, he takes the cookie And then he breaks it and he puts it in a bowl of milk. It's like, he starts talking to me about my future. He's like, Nathan, see, sometimes people's dreams don't happen sometimes for most people. But for you, Nathan, it's gonna happen for you. He starts stirring the bowl of milk with this cookie, right? It's broken. One piece of the cookie is broken. It's a broken cookie.
Mhm.
But as he's stirring it, the cookie comes together again and it starts glowing for some strange reasons. Like if you just believe in he's just like, for most people, dreams don't work out. But if you believe 100%, you go all in, things will work out for you if you just go 100%. And then I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh,
That's the
for real,
weirdest. Yeah. So
When did that happen?
that happened like maybe 2 years before I met Morgan.
Wow.
Yeah.
2010.
That's so interesting.
Something like that. Like I was kind of like in your shoes, but like in a different way, I would guess.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just have like similar things. So I was kind of relating to your story, but just not with the birds and all the animals and stuff, but
Weird
like just
shit.
in a different way.
The chia
But
pets.
it makes
Yeah.
sense though. No, yeah, like I stopped doing art because everyone had an opinion and I wasn't doing art to like be an artist. I was doing art because like I just wanted to draw, right? Like every child draws, okay?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this. I'm never doing art again. I'm not letting anyone know that I can do art. I locked it away, right? The only time I did art was like, say if I had a project for school where it required you to do something artistic,
Mhm.
and then people would be like, whoa, Tanisha, da 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 da. And that was the only time I locked it away. I didn't want anyone to know, right? And then it was when I was graduating, I was like, hey, I have to do art because like that's what I'm good at, right? Like you just have to do whatever it is you're best at. And that's what I was good at.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, let's do that. And I went away to Windsor for multiple reasons. I won't disclose why.
Well, I know all about it.
Yeah, so I won't go there.
Mhm.
But that's when I started to do art again, and that's when all of this stuff happened, both very good and very bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it had to do with what I'm here to do, our life's purpose. So it makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, stuff happens, but at the end of the day, we all have a destiny here, and that's going to be our guiding force. So it makes perfect sense. Like, that's what it was. And I was aware of it. I was like, this happened because I started to do art again. Like, it happened right after.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, even with you, Morgan, like it makes sense. It's even like you were doing stand up, you were doing TV, and then you woke up one day and it's like, I'm not doing this. Like it goes back to what you came here to do. It's not like, oh, something happened. It was regarding what you want to do with your energy here, right? And you're doing spiritual stuff, you're helping people, you're teaching people, like just like Nathan, like whatever he wants to do, like whether it be stand up, like it has to do with what you spend your energy doing.
Mhm.
Right. And I don't want to just sum it up as a career because sometimes it's more than that. But at the end of the day, it's how you're spending your life force. And I spend my life force doing art. Right. And at the end of the day, like it's our purpose. You know, we're creating here. We're all like co-creating and it makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
When did you start meditating?
Maybe, well, I'm wondering if Jordan had to play a part in that. I'm trying to think. I know
People out there don't know who Jordan is.
I know, but you know.
Let me explain a little bit.
So it does
And
have to do with you for sure, Morgan. I'm just trying to think whether it was from you or from him.
From
So I know me speaking with you, I have a distinct memory of us walking around the block and you explaining to me, you know, this is normal because I felt very abnormal at the time because nobody else was experiencing what I had experienced and I felt very alone. And you know, I don't know what made me speak to you about it, but at the end of the day, you walked around the block with me and like explained to me what was happening and I felt okay. And then you would invite me to your Tuesday meetings and going there. I don't know whether that's where I learned about meditating or speaking with Jordan, who was at your meetings, led me to meditating. But at the end of the day, it linked back to you for sure. And yeah, that's when I started to meditate and do yoga and stuff. And I also learned more about like the history of religion and all that stuff. And that's why I, stopped feeling the need that I have to go to church to have like to be spiritual or be myself or live at my highest form. Like I started to realize what was necessary and what wasn't a necessity, because at the end of the day, divinity doesn't leave you. You are divine. Like you wouldn't exist if it wasn't from the divine. Like everything is from the source. So you don't need to be in four walls to experience that, because at the end of the day, experiencing is that. And like I started to become more comfortable. I didn't feel so restricted and ruled, and like, became more of myself, right? And realized, okay, I can swear if I want to, or I can wear what I want, or, obviously I'm not out here doing reckless stuff or, trying to lure people in. Sorry. But yeah, so I started to meditate, just, I guess, interacting with you and doing yoga. And also you're the one that introduced me to breath work, because you introduced me to someone who introduced me to breath work. So often it's maybe sometimes you introducing me to a person and then through them I learned something, or maybe it's directly from you, but a lot of times you are the group. That's why it's just like, I hope you realize how much you're doing. I know things don't happen overnight. At the end of the day, you're planting seeds that naturally flourish. And I know myself, like, it's bettered my life and impacted my life, and naturally Nathan as well, or whomever else is out there. I know for myself, definitely.
Nathan hasn't done shit for you. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean you for him.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. I just want to make that clear.
I do things. I make her laugh. That's what I do. I bring laughter.
Yeah, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way still. It's like, man, he makes her laugh? Damn.
Yeah, no, I acknowledge like how much of it impacts, because again, like it helps with the spiritual journey, because there isn't much guidance. Well, it's gotten better, or maybe I wasn't looking in the right places, but it's not the easiest to find people who understand, because not everybody's gone through that experience. Definitely not. Like, not everybody will understand the story of what I went through with my spiritual awakening. And yeah, it was the first time there was clarity and guidance. And even now to this day, like I meditate to your binary beats, and like I do yoga.
It has a name. You can call it by name, just for
Energy.
Marketing purpose. There you go.
There's something called
you can
Morgan.
say, oh, when I use binaural beats, like, no, listen, you're not just using binaural beats. You're using energy. Energy is like, how you have Beyond Meat? That's what energy is. Beyond meditation, beyond binaural beats, right? You'll need to know this. Put it in the same category as binaural beats.
This is true. No, it's true, and one needs to acknowledge that. That is true. Right.
Just to let the people out there know, 5 people out there know that, this is beyond binaural beats.
And it helps. It helps a lot. Reading books helps a lot too. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where it was interesting.
Combing his mustache?
What happened?
I just got
chilling with his green combs. I was like, what's he doing?
I thought I was peas for a long period of time. I thought they were like peas, like snow peas that you're chewing on. I was like, what?
He's chewing on something, right? Trying to become
vegan.
Sorry about that. Sorry for interrupting. Sorry,
No, go ahead, jump in. What do you have to say about everything you just heard, or how you relate to this, whatever? Because I know you're dying to say something.
I haven't been on stage in a while, so I said I was gonna say I helped Tennesha out. Remember that time?
Oh, the photo shoot?
Yeah, the photo shoot.
Oh yeah.
We had 4 hours at Eden Center, all uncomfortable and shit. Waiting for her ass to come down. All right, and then we went all the way. We took some photos. It was a great day. I helped her out. Okay,
yeah,
so
you did.
You did.
Exactly.
You did. I forgot about that.
Aww,
you made yourself onto a business card too on her business. Was it her business card?
Yeah.
That was you, buddy. You were
been a long time coming, huh?
You did.
It's a long time coming.
Yeah, so true. Forgot about that. Sorry, Nathan.
All right. Yeah, back to the energy. Nathan. You're welcome. Back to the energy.
Non-binaural beats.
You're so funny. Oh my
Greatest
goodness.
brainwave entrainment on the planet.
Oh, that's the energy.
Energy. Make this a commercial.
But it is helpful, without a doubt. It's very, very helpful. And like even like meditating just in general, you know, whether it's in silence, I feel like it's good to do both. And it's also good to like have, you know, higher frequency music whenever you're
Did you just say it's good to do both?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you can.
Of course,
do both.
it's good to do both because at the end of the day, what if you don't have energy? You still need to have access, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like there is always a way. I'm myself and I'm the type of person where I'm willing to do any and everything to get to where I'm supposed to be. So having access to energy is amazing, and having access to like yoga with Adrian. Shout out to yoga with Adrian.
Sorry, to who?
Yoga with Adrian on
What
YouTube.
does that have to do with the energy?
I'm just
Who's
saying
this?
all the
Yoga
things
with
that help me.
Adrian? You plugging Adrian in my shit right now?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes.
You know that's getting cut, right?
I forget it.
Girl's been cheating on me the whole time. Like, what's Adrian?
No, but in all honesty,
But
like
who is Adrian?
yoga,
What does he do? Yoga with Adrian?
meditation,
So he does
breath
yoga.
work.
He's a yoga instructor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only one I watch.
Today.
But yeah, yoga. But again, it goes even back to what you were saying, because I remember asking how do you, you know, meditate better, and you're just like exercise, breath work, and like
Yeah, I meant you should do
all
this thing on your own. I didn't say introduce other people to the mix. Like I gotta share you with Adrian now. Who's this Adrian dude? Can I look him up? Does he have a website? Does he have
It's a female for one, and I don't belong to anyone but myself. And two, I know.
Is that
Shots
so?
fired. I know.
So Adrian is female. When do I get to meet her?
Okay, but long story short, meditation and yoga, eating clean, breath work, all of these things help just to kind of burn out
Your sound. You gotta fix your sound again.
Yeah, but when she said Adrian, she was loud and clear.
Wait, how am I now? Okay, I'm better. I see the little green. But okay. Yeah. What helps you, Nathan? What helps you, like, you know, on your spiritual journey?
It's a hard
I just
question.
gotta fake it because, like, is he on a spiritual journey? He's like, damn, I gotta act like I'm on a spiritual journey. Yeah,
I gotta make something
up right now. Yoga with Adrian. Poor dude.
Honestly, I've learned, I guess. What did I learn?
You see, you
no, hold on. Let me.
Poor dude.
I had
You gotta tell the story about that dream again. Yes, in my dream, this Indian man came to me and he had this bowl, and he was like stirring the bowl, and he said, "Good things are gonna happen to you, nigga." And then he disappeared in the smoke.
Well, I don't know. I just have really weird experiences, but
He does have some weird experiences. Yeah, you do.
What causes them? Do you feel like there's a root cause, or like
Energy?
Yeah, energy. You know, energy, drama, trauma, all that stuff. It's all mixed into one. And I've just learned to just like try to be even keel throughout all of it, even though when things are going good and things are going really bad, just try and be a balanced person. I guess that's I think that's the goal for everything, right? Isn't?
Yeah, me too. That's definitely what I do. And whenever I feel imbalanced, I will meditate. I will do it in sequence. I'll do some yoga. I will exercise, like I'll do some CrossFit. I'll do some breath work, and then I'll meditate, and then I'll feel better. And yeah, sometimes you just need to take some time to yourself, maybe eat, drink some water, maybe take a break, or maybe it's journaling, maybe it's going outside, maybe it's just doing what it is that you enjoy to do. You know, for me, naturally, it's going to be art, finding a way to have the energy and spirit to be able to do that.
We're
but ultimately,
huh? Nothing.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything. What are you
heard? You said something.
I don't know.
Tweet.
What did did he say, Nathan?
You go outside, you get attacked by birds, but from your perspective,
I have been though. That's happened to me once.
Is it
Oh my God,
another
I have
time?
multiple birds. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is when
Birds love you.
it's just so awkward because I'm gonna feel like a freak.
You're gonna feel like a freak. Stop this, Tennesha.
Okay, so when my uncle passed away,
Yeah.
2010, I was in grade 10. Okay, I had my mean girlfriends. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was in grade 10, my uncle passed away, we came to the house and the kitchen was flooded. My mom got a brand new kitchen for free and that's what she always wanted, a new kitchen, because she renovated the whole house, but that part in 2009. And 2010, she got the last piece of her house that she wanted fixed for free because my uncle died and we came back from Jamaica. We went to his funeral in Jamaica.
Yeah.
We came back from his funeral, came inside the house, didn't even get to drop off our luggage or anything. Kitchen was flooded. They couldn't discover how the kitchen was flooded. Nothing was touched but the kitchen, hardwood floor, perfectly fine. And yeah, she got a brand new kitchen for free. Maybe a couple days later, I don't know how long apart this happened, but I heard walking in the house. And mind you, I'm the one that's always up like late at night. And I was like, oh snap, my mom's up at like 3 a.m. I'm about to bust her and be like, oh, you're up at night, but you always tell me not to be up at night. Those are my thoughts, okay? And the walking just persisted back and forth, dun, 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 dun. Between two different doors. The spare room, like this is the spare room door, this is my mom's door. So there's dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And this kept going on for a long while, right? Just walking back and forth. My room's here, washroom, my sister's room, okay? And then it's like a hallway. Kept going on. I was like, oh shit, this is not my mom, clearly, because nobody walks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No normal person does that, okay? And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna see my uncle, right? Because I wanted to close the door, because if it opened again, I'm gonna scream and run, right? So I was like, hey, I want to close my mom's room door, because if it opens again, then obviously there's like something fucked up going on, okay? And I was just like, oh my God, but if I open my room door, I'm gonna see him. And this is what's going on in my head, and I was really scared. And I built up the courage to open my room door and close my mom's room door, and I felt cold air pass by my legs, like my ankles. So cold air passed by my ankles, and then I heard walking downstairs. I heard dun, 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 downstairs. Like, this is the hallway, spare room, my sister's room, washroom, my room, my mom's room, and there's stairs going downstairs. So I heard the walking downstairs, and then I backed up into my room, because my room's here, my mom's room's here. So I just backed up into my room, closed the door, and I went to bed. And I fell asleep like nothing. I thought I wouldn't be able to go to sleep, but I just woke up the next day, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I asked my mom, I was like, was your window open, right? Because I was trying to justify why the doors are opening and closing. Yeah. And she's like, no, the window wasn't open. I made her feel my heart, right? I made her feel my heart. My heart was racing. And maybe like the next day or something, it wasn't far afterwards, I was sitting on my couch, this couch.
Yeah.
Looking back door, right? And when it's daytime, you can see there's a ledge, like, because there's a porch, you know, for the backyard. There's like a deck, and on the deck, like on the railing, right, one crow flew down, right, and it was going berserk. This crow was looking at me, right, because I'm lying on the couch and I'm like looking at the TV, looking at the back door. This crow was going berserk. It's like going crazy. Where I was like, what the fuck is going on? In my house, like, what the fuck, right? So I'm looking at this crow going crazy, and another crow comes down. So now there's two crows, and so like, I'm going crazy, right? I was like, oh shit, I'm about to see a crow fight. I was like amped to see this crow fight. Like, these crows are gonna duck it out. And then a third crow comes down. They're all looking at me, going, going crazy, right? I was like, what the fuck? And then a fourth crow comes down. They're all going crazy. And then a fifth crow comes down. These crows are coming out of nowhere, right? And then a sixth crow comes down. And they're all going crazy, looking at me. And ran upstairs. I got my mom, and then we came downstairs, and she looked out the window, and all the crows flew away. Yeah, and then afterwards, say if I left my house, crows followed me. So I lost all my friends.
Yeah, you would have lost me too. I'm like, yo, these crows gotta go. It's either me or the crows.
She's a witch.
She's a witch.
She's a witch.
Like,
Get it!
even their parents made fun of me. They were just
Oh, that would have messed up. And if you were at a different time, like you would have
like,
been.
they would have
fucking-
lynched me. They would have killed me. They would have burned me at the stake.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I had no control. I didn't say, hey, crows, come crow at me. I didn't say, maybe when I was young, when I was a child, I always wanted to experience ghosts. So lo and behold, I did. But yeah,
weeks ago, we were talking about my friend, a friend of mine who gets scared every time she sees crows. She would have freaked out on that day.
Oh yeah.
A
Oh my
superstitious
God,
friend.
7 crows. 7 crows. Like, and there would have been more had I not got my mom. Like, they just kept, they were like, and I went to see where they're coming from. Like, their houses, like side by side, these crows are coming in between the houses. Some are flying down from the sky. They were coming out of any and anywhere. Like, they were just, and they all were crowing at me. I think it was because his spirit was on me. I felt like they sensed the dead. I feel like they sensed the dead on me, and like, you know, his deceased spirit. And ever since, like, I communicate with my uncle because I acknowledge, like, he's there. Like,
he could have just been standing right beside you, and they saw him, and you're like, "What the hell? Why are these crows acting like this?" And they're looking at your uncle just chilling right beside you.
Maybe I was really. It was a pretty scary point in time. Like, I was scared to go to sleep. You know, I couldn't watch a scary movie at all because I would like. I didn't want to be in the dark. Like, I was genuinely scared.
Yeah.
You know, because like, what can you do? You know, and people hear this. I'm trying to explain it to other people what's happening to me, and they're just like, what the fuck is going on with this girl?
Yeah.
And I had to make my mom feel my heart to let her know, like, I'm not lying. Like, this happened to me. Like, nobody understood. And like, say I was going to, because I was in grade 10, say I was going to school, I'd go to the bus stop and the crows would come to the bus stop. I would go to my friend's house just to hang out after school, and the crows would be in her backyard. And I lost.
You lose your shit, eh? Your friends are like, you have to go. You became the crow girl.
There was just, everyone just stopped talking to me.
Oh, girl.
Crow girl.
No, what's sad, Nathan, is like, I remember my friend's dad were just like, oh, look, it's the crows now.
There she comes.
Or what could I do? What can I do? What am
can
I
you do,
supposed to
man?
do? Say, leave me alone? Or like, what am I supposed to do? So I remember I would
crows
just
after you.
like hang out by myself. I would like go to the washroom and hang out alone.
Poor thing.
I've gone through some stuff.
I'm curious, if you would have stayed in the living room where all the crows came, how many crows do you think would come?
I don't
do you think it would
know.
fill up? Like you could count them? Like
I don't know,
7
but you
crows,
know what?
8 crows. Sorry, my bad.
But I was doing that because I was just like 1 crow, 2 crow, 3 crow, 4 crow, 5 crow, 6 crow, 7 crows. Like, fuck this. And I ran upstairs. But my thought was like, if I go outside, would they peck me and eat me? Like, would they kill me? Would they peck me to death? Because I was guarded by a door, right? But imagine if I went outside, they might have eaten me.
Some funny shit. I don't even know what to say to that. They're eating you. I think they wait for you to die first.
Who knows? But it might be what Morgan said. Maybe they were looking at my uncle and he was standing there. Who knows? That's a creepy thought to think. But when my mom came, they all flew away. And she saw them. Like, if you were to ask my mom, she'd be like, yeah, there were 7 crows crowing at my daughter.
Or he tried to protect you and he jumped right in front of you. Like, back off, my niece. And they're like,
no, it was my mom for sure. As soon as she went to the door, they flew away. Because when I finally made friends again, they were, let's say they hang out with guys who, I don't know, like, it's just bad to say, but let's say there's guns involved, crackheads involved, a lot of stuff. These are the type of people that I ended up hanging out with because I no longer had friends and I needed new ones. And these were the attracted, because I was still in that phase where I only hung out with people who are good looking, right? Fucked up. Yeah.
So we ugly now? Like what is this? What is this? Are we the ugly ones you hang out with?
Ugly folks now.
No, I'm just saying the girls that I hung out with.
Good-looking
No,
people.
I'm saying, okay, so the girls I hung out with, they were really pretty and they only hung out with like, you know, the guys that are cool. Like in high school, you have athletic players, you know, and they only hang out with pretty girls. Those are the people I hung out with. So if I'm not hanging out with them, I'm hanging out by myself because I'm not going to hang out with the losers. I'm not going to hang out with the nerds. I was in IB, okay, mind you. I went to school and like, because, you know, whatever. I was in IB. I was like, I'm not hanging out with the nerds. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not, no. And yeah, so when I lost all my friends, I hung out by myself, and then I started hanging out with like the girls who were like, you know, pretty, but they people like them because they're very sexually active.
That's a good reason.
That's fucked up to say, but it's part of reality, right? So, you know, there's crowds like that. I was first hanging out with like the girls who were really pretty and really smart, you know, and then I was hanging out with the girls who were really pretty and did fucked up shit.
Very active.
Yeah.
That's a good reason.
We did drugs. We did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And had I not lost my friends, like that wouldn't have happened. So I know that it's like all intertwined, and it just led me down a very dark path.
You got to thank those crows.
No, fuck them. And you know, to this day, no one's ever told me why my friends stopped talking to me. No.
Did they ever try to come back?
They apologized to me, but I had no idea what they were apologizing for because no one said, hey man, we said this about you, or this is why we stopped speaking to you. They just stopped speaking to me. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is such a terrible rant, but it's part of life.
Hey, this is the podcast. You do what you got to do.
Yeah, do what you got. This is fine.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in here. Keep going. If you choose, like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to exploit you.
Exploit me?
Yeah, like, use this story to get some publicity. Next you'll use the story, get like 50,000 people watching.
It'd be funny if you use the first part. We're not going to use the first part. That's the first
I know it's
video.
all there. Because I always say that. I'm not going to use this, and I put it up anyway.
Racism. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
I do that all the time. I'm known for that.
Yeah, high school was not fun at all.
You're telling me.
Yeah,
get me started.
What was your high school experience like?
We don't have time for that.
Yeah, we don't
have
have
bullied?
Yes. Of course. Yeah.
Aw, really?
Yeah, don't say it like that. Oh god. One of the worst days. Yeah, I've had a similar experience where I lost all my friends. I think we all been through that. We lost
a lot of friends.
We purge from people who aren't good from us. You ever like experienced that? Yeah,
now I have all spiritual friends. All my friends are like in tune.
Yeah, all my friends are dead. Push it to the. Is it like that? Or is it like no? I'm stop talking. Morgan, do you have anything smart to say? Because I got nothing.
No, I lost all my friends. Sometimes I feel like such a loner, but I have friends. Like Morgan's my friend, and you know.
We've been friends for a long time.
I know. Sometimes I think to myself, you'll always be in my life, like forever and ever.
Well, I'm gonna die at some point. I don't know about forever and ever.
I'm thinking
at some
like,
point I gotta go.
No, I'm just saying, like, you'll always be in my life. Like, in this lifetime, like, you will be there till the day that I die. Like, that's just what it is.
You ever feel like you meet the same person but in different meat bodies?
Definitely. I definitely feel like I've probably known Morgan before. I feel like the guy that I'm speaking to, I've probably known him before. Hopefully, like my mom, my sister, my family members. But without a doubt, yeah. Some people you just have a connection, you know? Because sometimes it's like, wow, like, I don't know, we're definitely very bonded, you know, and it's, yeah, some people you're just you're bonded with for life. Even like my little sister, who isn't like my blood sister, like, it's just a bond. We have the same initials, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you told me about her. What's her name again?
Taylor Rose. I have to call her today. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I grew up with her, and she's the only child, but when she was maybe like 2, like when she first started to learn words, she told me that I'm her sister, and we've been sisters ever since. And we have the same initials. Like, there's no coincidence.
Now, why do you say that? Why do you say there's no coincidence? People say that a lot. Is that true?
I just mean, like, it's a sign. Us having the same initials, it's a clear and evident sign. Her mom is like my mom, you know? Obviously not to the same extent, but for a period of time, like, she definitely helped raise me. Yeah. And like, for her to be an only child, and I'm the only person that's just like her sister and will always be her sister, we have the same initials, like, that's there for a reason. That's an evident sign for a reason. Even like with my sister Pisania, like, we have 4s in our life. Like, we're 4 years apart. Our birthdays are 4 years apart. We're also 4 months apart. I'm 4 days from Halloween. She's 4 days from Valentine's Day. Those are 4 coincidences I noticed as a child. And then I start to realize every house that I live in adds up to 4. My niece is born on the 4th month. My sister's having another child, and they're going to be 4 years apart. Like, it's just, things happen sometimes, and it's just signs. It's just awareness that, okay, like, we're spiritual beings first and foremost. It's not just this tangible body. There's so much more than what we see on the surface. It's like the iceberg. Like, what we see as people is just a tip. There's so much more underneath, you know? And it goes back to like that scenario with me asking in my head, is it God speaking to me? And my friend turning to me and saying God, and not knowing why she said God. Like, yes, we see physical stuff, but everything is energy first and foremost, you know? So sometimes they're just indicators as to like, okay, remember where you're from, remember who and what you are. You're not just like this body. Like, you came here to do something, just like you, Nathan. Like, you came here to do something, and we have these revelations reminding us where we come from and what we're here to do. Like, you know, it's not just, oh, one life, YOLO, or, you know, yes, there's that energy too, and they serve a purpose, right? They're there for when you feel down and down and out and really dark. Like,
So when you saw the Jay-Z 444 album,
oh my God, you know, I went to the concert for free. I went like, my sister's husband brought me to the concert for free. I've never paid to go to a concert. Like, people just bring me. Morgan, bring me a concert now?
damn, that must be nice, goddamn.
Think about it.
I'm sure you're joking, but
I'm not
yeah,
gonna be your sugar daddy in all situations.
No, okay, so with the 444, first, Nathan, please finish your sentence. Sorry for interjecting.
This is probably going to be his biggest joke yet.
That was it?
Oh, okay. That was it.
So when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I need to go, right? But in my mind, it's like, I don't pay for concerts. Like, I've never paid for a concert. It's not going to start now. And lo and behold, I went to the concert. And mind you, at the concert, he's just like, someone out there is like me. And he was just like speaking to my soul. It's like, bruh, it's me you're talking to. But like the 444 is like, yeah, it happens. Like, and I know people who work with Beyonce. So that's not a far off cause. Like, I have friends who like worked with her. So, and they want to work with me. It's just, you know, everything when it's supposed to happen. And it also comes back to having awareness as to what's actually happening, because it's so easy to get caught up in, oh, this person's like, you know, people know them. And I know Morgan has understanding of that. Like, when you're on TV, like, you think people will think like you're different when you're not. Like, I know countless celebrities, and I have to constantly remind myself, like, bro, like, these are people. Why are you meeting them? What's the intention behind it? Is this good energy? Like, the end of the day, like, it's not about this physical flesh. Like, what is the purpose behind this? And it's really just me having to come to that awareness. Like, I get starstruck, and I need to learn people are people. Like we live in a society where you glorify stuff, and it's just like that's not what's reality at all. And I know even like, well, yeah. So it's just awareness, really. Like we think Jay-Z's like Jay-Z, but he's a fucking man. He's a person. He's a person. You know, he's a person. Just like you and I, absolutely no different. And it's just really to come to that awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about? So how do you feel about gurus then?
Gurus?
Yeah, gurus. So like, if Jay-Z's a person and whatever, then what's the difference between like? Because I've seen like the same reaction between celebrity and gurus. So like, and when we met the guru, I can't pronounce his name.
Paramahamsa Vishwananda. Come on, you can
Yeah.
say it, buddy.
I can't.
Paramahamsa.
We had this
Vishwananda.
conversation.
Right,
It's
and,
not.
and that was weeks ago. You can't say it yet.
I'm
Paramahamsa
gonna call
Vishwananda.
him on you, Morgan. Remember, you said that you won't say his name 3 times in a row.
I said that.
It's like the Candy Man. What is it?
Yes. He's gonna appear to you and say, "Why am I here?" and disappear.
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you remember the episode? Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
That scared that it didn't scare the crap out of me, but I was shocked for days. Like I was
Yeah.
like, what the? Yeah, that got because I'm like, this guy's appearing out of my body right now. Looked around, and he bounced.
Yeah, I've
Crazy. It was
had that
incredible.
happen. It's so
Freaking
weird
incredible.
to have that feeling.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes. Sorry to cut you off, but
Oh,
I feel like
you off. What are you saying
Yeah.
about the celebrities and gurus or something?
I just
Yeah.
feel like they kind of have the same energy, just a little bit sometimes. Like I've noticed that, like the way people react to certain people, even when they're on TV or not on TV, like I've seen the same reactions toward gurus, towards celebrities. So I sometimes maybe they might be the same. They just operate in different ways.
Definitely. I agree with that completely, and I think they're human as well. I remember there's this guy. So before I get into that, I feel like Morgan's my guru. Is that accurate, Morgan?
I'm no one's
Touching on my
guru.
brother.
I'm just everyone's friend. I just
Well,
happen to have
sometimes I lie, but
knowledge
it's like,
based on direct experience. But someone called me a guru on the weekend. I went out with a friend who I know for years, and she called me a guru, and I was like, I had to correct her. It's like, I am not a guru. She goes, you can't tell me what's a guru and what's not a guru. In my eyes, you're a guru. I'm like, no, do not call me a guru.
but I think about that too. Like sometimes maybe it's TMI. Sometimes I'm lying in my bed. I'm just like, Morgan's my guru.
Oh, that's sweet and everything. Makes my head swell, but I can't do anything with that.
I'm not
Well,
asking
you know what?
you
Here's
to
the
do
thing.
anything with
Here's the
that
thing.
at
Here's the
all.
thing. If I'm your
And
guru, then I'm your guru. But
And
yeah,
that's-
I don't respond. I don't identify with that to that degree.
And that's the thing. Maybe that's not
Guru.
what you're called to do. I don't think we need to have someone identify as that, because like it goes back to the Jay-Z situation. Someone may fangirl off of Jay-Z. Is he seeing himself in that light? No. You know, like when I meet different celebrities, they introduce themselves to me as themselves. They're not thinking, oh, I'm so-and-so star on so-and-so. Maybe sometimes some people do, but the people I've met thus far, they think of themselves as the person they were when they were 5 years old, the person they were when they were 13. Like that hasn't changed. Just because people know them now, people that they don't know, it doesn't change, you know? So I can understand Morgan's perspective. It's like Morgan sees himself as all facets of Morgan. Like, and me, I'm seeing all the good things that he's showing me, right? So naturally I'll have a different perspective where he's seeing himself as human or a person, or you know what I mean? Like he's not seeing himself as a guru, but at the end of the day, there are people out there that feel that way about him. Just like there are people out there like who will think Jay-Z's better than them. I'm laughing because like I'm seeing people on like the RT fucking going off on Drake, ready to like beat up people over Drake. I'm just like, bro, he doesn't even know you exist. Like, okay, sorry, but yeah, it's just like some people have a perspective of someone else, and there's like they don't have that same perspective about themselves, you know. Yeah, so I don't know if other gurus feel that way. I feel like maybe they feel they go home and shit and eat just like we all do.
They
I don't
do.
know. I feel like some gurus act like Troy McClure from The Simpsons. You know, the guy is like, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may have seen me from movies such as yada yada yada."
Probably see me at Darshan, such as. You may have seen me perform Shakti Pat back in.
That's so funny. Maybe I think there's someone for everything.
So that's the thing. You say these things, you say these nice things, but Nathan does not see me as a guru. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, okay, so
Just flesh
I don't
and blood.
know.
No,
Like,
he made me throw up. He made me throw up. Remember that time?
Boy, that time, what was I doing? I was doing energy work on you through Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
And I started vomiting the next day and everything. And the other thing too, that same day, Randy started vomiting and stuff too. Like,
technically, Morgan made me throw up too, Nathan. Yes,
yeah,
he
I have
did.
that ability. I don't talk about it much because then people start bothering me about, hey, can you treat me? Can you heal me? I don't want to be that guy.
Throw up?
Yeah,
I thought I was
call me
gonna
their
die
guru.
though.
What was that?
I legit. Well, I
You thought
had
you were gonna
done.
die?
Yeah,
That's
I
because you're
did.
purging. I make people purge.
Well, you brought me to somebody who made me do some stuff that
Sorry, who did I bring you to? What
I
is
don't know
what
if
are
I'm
you talking
allowed
about?
to say, hence why I'm being so cryptic.
Oh, I
Dr.
think
Lee?
I know what you're talking about now. Breath of Fire.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Yes,
What the
exactly.
fucker? Sorry, anyways.
Sorry, buddy, you just
No,
didn't make it in. You know, it's not our fault. You didn't make it in, okay? You didn't make the cut.
Well, you know what, Nathan, don't feel bad because I don't know, like, well, you know what? I saved someone that day, Nathan. On my way there, did I tell you, Morgan, I saved a life?
Yeah, you
I
told me that day.
Okay,
you
yeah.
told me.
So I saved an elderly woman that day. But yeah, so a couple weeks afterwards doing it, like, bruh, I thought I was gonna die. And thank God I vomited because otherwise, I don't know what would have happened.
You needed to purge.
Yeah, it was really fucked up. It was pretty fucked up. It was really bad. Like, it was so bad. I legit thought that was my last day on Earth.
For real.
Yeah.
You never told me about that.
Did I tell you how I started to exercise? Because I was like, I'm not gonna die if I'm exercising.
You started exercising, yeah?
I was like, I'm gonna keep my heart rate up. I'm gonna like do
Keep
something
the heart rate
to
up.
stay alive. So I started to exercise, and
You're use fitness. That's a good thing.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
reminder that you got to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks for Nathan that he didn't make the cut. Yeah, I apologize, but Nathan's just not ready.
Honestly,
the thing is, all of us have gone. We've all done this. You know, Danique is going in like in a week or so. So like we've all done this.
To be honest,
the one guy who gets refused.
To be honest, when he called me, I just felt like I was being rushed the whole time. Like I was being rushed. He's like, he kept on moving up the dates, and then we had the interview. I wasn't ready for that interview over Zoom because I was hungover.
Why were you hungover? Like, you know better. Yeah. Like, why were you hungover?
I don't know. It was just, I had a show.
Why were you drinking the day before? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Wasn't that against the rules?
I thought I could purge for the week. This is like, but he kept on moving up the dates, so I thought I had time to
get in there. He's like, you're so stupid. Like you're supposed to be prepared. The guy doesn't prepare himself. I'm like, take this thing seriously, you know.
I was.
Did everything
about to happen to you.
It was a one night off type of situation, and
it's not my fault.
But he kept on moving up the date. Like
somebody drugged me. They put it down my throat.
Someone held me down and poured down this alcohol down my throat. I didn't know what to do in the moment. I didn't know what to do. All I taste was alcohol. You can stop. You don't have to drink.
Yeah, but the thing that the date, the scheduled time I was supposed to do the call was supposed to be like a week before that. So I was just like, all right, like one night of drunkenness I can easily, because I work out a lot, I drink water, I can get through that.
But you didn't know the interview was going to be the very next day.
Yeah, I had no idea. No idea.
That's on you.
bored.
So he's asking me all these questions, like, fuck it. So it's like, he called me at like 8 o'clock on a Sunday or something, and I was hungover.
Come on, you can say anything you want. You fucked up. I trust my boy. If he hit me up and says Nathan didn't make the cut, I was like, you know what?
4 a.m.
He didn't make the cut.
He called me at 4 a.m.
asking me all these questions. Like, you're supposed to do this assessment. It has to be done. Like, he knows it. I told him, it's like, yo, you have to do like an online assessment, probably do a phone call assessment, and he still messed it up. That's on Nathan.
It wasn't my fault.
Wasn't my fault, man. I only
drank the first time.
I was asking all these questions.
I've never drunk it before.
Like, I was hungover. What do you want me to do?
I tried to answer the questions to the best of my ability with like a hungoverness. So I couldn't, it's hard.
I've been telling Nathan, you gotta start taking these things a little more seriously. He's like, I want to experience what you guys have experienced. Well, you got to take the stuff a little serious.
But I'm just saying, like, interview me after 12 o'clock. Okay, you can't just do it at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. It's impossible.
It sounds like it's 8 p.m. 8 a.m. in the morning or anything.
Yeah, 8 a.m. in the morning. Sorry, 8 a.m. in the morning. You can't do that on a Sunday. You know how hard that is? You want to interview on
bro. That's on you.
Yeah, interview me after 12 p.m. That's so funny. Oh my god.
The thing is, too, Tennesha, all of us have done this. All of us. He's like the only guy.
Rules.
I know people who are reckless who got in, and this guy couldn't even get in. And he's rolling with me every week. He still couldn't get in.
Wow.
Hey, man.
But I think it's all a sign, because just like you felt like it was rushed, maybe you're rushing the experience. Maybe that's what's being rushed.
He's not ready yet. It's just a nicer way of saying he's not ready yet.
Nah, he moved up the time. He kept every day, every time, every.
Yeah, he's so against Nathan. He moved up the time. Yeah, he moved up the time though.
I saw a smile, and he looked at me like, "Yeah, you're not getting in." Like, I knew that, but I didn't want to say it in the interview. Like, for the first 5 minutes of the interview, I'm like, I'm not getting in. But I know it. But I'm just like, all right, let me try anyways. Let me try to turn this shit around. Like, he gave me that smile, like, yeah, nah, not today. Just like, I got
you're just cheating yourself then. You going through life trying to turn things around is a reflection of what you do, right? So maybe that's just what you do. Rather than preparing yourself, you just kind of try to flip things on someone else. But I feel like the drunkenness is like, what do you think is inebriating you in life? What is preventing you from being focused and clear, just in general? It doesn't have to be alcohol, but what could that be a symbol of? See, you're smiling.
No.
Nathan's gonna have a breakthrough the next day. Watch.
This is not fair.
It's gonna happen 8 p.m. tomorrow.
See, but you're turning it again. You're saying it's not fair. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no time specified for it. So the time you're gonna go is already perfect. You don't have to feel bad. I think that is it. You're saying it's not fair, but everything is okay. You don't have to turn things around. Be okay with your timing.
But like, it wasn't. The thing is, we had to schedule a time. No. Let me just finish. Let me get off my chest, because I feel like I'm not being heard. Okay, so if we schedule a time, right? Let's say Thursday at 2 p.m. Right? I will be focused on that day. Okay. I will show up.
So he has to give you time. He says, I'm going to call you between, I don't know, 10 in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. Be prepared.
Yeah, we scheduled a time at a certain point with that I was comfortable with.
Would you have been more sober then?
Yes, I would have. Not like I have a drinking problem, okay? I don't. Just at that time, I was fucking drunk. Okay, I can't help that. Maybe I am. I take full responsibility. I'm just telling you my point of view. Okay, I was wrong, but like you can't move up the time. Like, we specified a specific time. Everything was, we're doing this at this time at this thing. That he thought moving. He even moved the date and he moved the date to which we were supposed to do the session too. It's like, all right, we'll speed it up. Kept on speeding it up. So like what do you want from me, man? What do you expect from me? Like, I can't prepare myself for this. But then again,
you
maybe I'm
realize
wrong.
that you're getting a session for free, right?
But that's beyond the point.
I hope he
I feel
understands
like
this.
there's
He is getting the session for free. So if he moves you up, he moves you up. You're getting the session for free.
All right, I'm gonna
and
ask.
that can go with anything in life, Nathan. Imagine like someone else is helping you out. It doesn't have to be something spiritually related. Maybe it's related to what you want to do with your career and your life, your energy. You know, be ready and open to adjustments. Be flexible for the things that are going to be able to help you, you know, and come prepared as you are. And I know you're just like, oh, well, da, 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 da. I just mean in the sense, say you're not ready. I know sometimes for myself, like I have an interview with someone. For instance, like I had to meet with the director for a museum, right? And they wanted to see my work. I don't have work that I'm comfortable with to show them. I don't turn down that opportunity. I show up with what I have, how I am, right? If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you always like, if it's something that's good for you, show up, right? Don't like limit yourself or, you know,
Don't,
so
don't,
the
don't
end
try
of
to
the day.
jeopardize it like you did that day.
Exactly. Just
Because
try to
subconsciously, I
come
think
as your best
you
self.
try to fuck up the interview. That's what you tried to do. You just probably don't realize you did it.
No, not at all.
But take that as take it all as a part of the experience, you know, because for me, even when I went, I could have been on time, but an elderly lady fell down the escalator and I was the only one to save her. I turned into like Superwoman. I don't know where the strength came from, but I lifted her up. Like I lifted her up and I carried her up the escalator. I stayed with her until paramedics came. Like I got the escalator to stop, like all that stuff. I've never experienced that before. I've never like seen someone drop down an escalator, have to get the escalator to stop and carry her up the escalator, you know, because it's an old woman, and stay with her until paramedics came. And then I went to my meeting and I was late, you know, so I didn't get to do the whole thing. All of that is part of my experience. Maybe I'm saving people in life and preventing myself to have a fuller experience, or maybe that needed to happen for me to understand like a smaller version of what's happening in my life. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's all part of the experience. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not to say it could have been better. It was perfect as it was, right? So that's part of your experience. Try to take something from it. Take positive from it. Like Morgan says, like there is beauty in everything. Whether you feel like, oh, this wasn't right, try to find something from that. We're just like, okay, how else is this playing out in my life, right? Like, is there other opportunities that could be good for me that I'm just not preparing myself for? So
You're getting it good, Nathan.
Yeah, shut up, Mark.
I like
Eating of your
the
life.
camaraderie between you two. It's so admirable.
You know, eh? That's why I love that. So, Nathan, you got to do this with me. These recordings are great.
Yeah, I love it. You
Nathan,
guys
I
are
hope he knows
definitely
this. Like, he's
a
my boy. You
duo.
know, like I hope Nathan knows this. Like, Nathan will be my boy to the day I die. I hope he really.
What about me? What?
But I'm talking about Nathan right now.
I know, but
So, like, come on,
I said
you talking about yoga Renee, whatever that person is. Yoga Roger, what's his name? Yoga
Adrian, and it's
Desmond?
a girl.
Yoga Tiffany? Yoga Roger? What was it?
Roger.
Right now I'm talking about me and Nathan. Nathan's my boy too. Like that.
I will be too, okay.
Yoga Trish. Of course, girl, you're my girl. You know this.
Trish.
You know this. So when I was thinking about doing this, you weren't the person I called. I called Nathan.
True, but that makes more sense.
I'm just trying to lighten the blow because the whole lecture you gave Nathan.
No,
I'm
it makes
like
more
shit.
sense.
So
That makes so much
right
sense, though. It makes so much sense. Well, Nathan, like, that's okay.
Yeah, honestly, maybe I'm kind of relieved because I don't think.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, you weren't ready.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I was ready the first time I did that experience with you because like that, it's just so.
Don't make it sound like you did
hard.
it with me. I didn't do it with you. I was just your babysitter.
yeah.
You've never done any of that stuff with me. I was your babysitter. I was just guiding you that day.
Yeah, you weren't guiding me.
I didn't do shit with you.
But it was so harsh for me. I couldn't. I don't think that was the right thing for me. Maybe it's like certain other entheogens are maybe work for me better. I guess maybe it's just not, So
Yeah.
How do you know? You haven't even tried it. You don't even know if it would be.
For me, maybe there's other.
There's other enthusiasts that were better for. He's never even tried it. He didn't even have the
I didn't-
opportunity. He shut it down from the get-go by being hungover.
No, he didn't. Okay, Nathan said he didn't want to do it. He was
Yeah, he just didn't. He didn't want to do it. Just be honest with him. Yeah, just be
He
honest.
wasn't rejected. He rejected it. Okay.
From the get-go, he rejected it. So I will show up drunk. I'm gonna
I hit him up. I was like,
slur my words.
nah.
I'm gonna say nigga in the conversation. He's never gonna give me 85 MMO.
He never wanted it. He said, I don't want this.
I don't want this.
There's other things.
Morgan wants me to have this. I don't want this.
This is not the way. This is
shit.
not it.
That's what it boiled down to. As soon as he texted me, says, "Oh, I got rejected." I'm like, "Yeah, I saw that coming."
Honestly, I was rejected. I got rejected by a girl. I got rejected by classes. I got rejected by this guy.
You're making yourself. You want to prove to yourself that you're a person that is always being rejected. So you're trying to find things in life. So see, I'm showing you the pattern. I always get rejected. Some of those things you could have
You're
avoided.
calling it into existence because the universe will give you that. If you're saying I always get rejected, it's like, sure, we'll give you that scenario. I always meet directors of museums and lots of celebrities, and technically I do, but yeah.
That was just a month of rejection. That was just, I'm not always, it's just that month. Just that particular month.
30 days.
And everything in timing. Maybe it was just a lesson, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just something that had to happen for you to understand. I've gone through some fucked up shit that I had to experience for me to understand. Like, would I change it? No, because I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have learned what I needed to learn.
I would change it.
You
I would change the past if I could. I really
But
would.
how would you be who you are?
I could be someone else.
That's a problem.
What you want to do that? You tell you want to go back in time and say some shit. I'd love to do that. Oh my god. I've changed so many things.
I'm gonna go back in time and I'm gonna be
I can't I can't do anything right now. What if I could? Wouldn't you? I wouldn't do anything for the world. I do stuff for me. Start with me first, and then you can maybe go out. But if you have the power.
No. I don't
really?
want to be anyone else but me. Sometimes I look at my art now, Nathan, right? Especially now. Okay, I was invited onto this call to explain how Eunergy is impacting my art. Right now, where my art is at, I would not want to be any other artist.
That's what we discussed?
Yes.
I don't recall having that conversation. Then you're making it sound like I had this whole thing planned. I need you to talk about Eunergy and how it affected your art.
No, you said that it would be good to talk about.
I'm joking. I'm playing.
No, but in all honesty, so I've been doing Eunergy, right? You can clip this in. Okay, so I've been doing Eunergy, and it's just giving me a lot of clarity with my artwork as well as reading different books. And what else am I doing? Yeah, I think it's just those two things: reading books, technically audiobooks. I'm listening to them while I'm working, and also doing Eunergy. And I've gone to a place with my artwork where it's just like, damn, I would not want to be Kehinde Wiley. I would not want to be Picasso. I would not want to be Frida. I would not want to be Van Gogh. I want to be fucking Tennesha Skyers because my shit is lit. And yes, it's not painted yet. I'm doing sketches for a museum.
Oh, for real? I was gonna say, show us.
Yeah, it's not done yet, but I'm doing a series because the National Gallery of Canada has asked to see my work. So yeah, I'm doing a series to show them, and I'm at a point where it's just like, I would not want to be anyone else. And I'm making my art to that point because that's when it's good enough. If I can look at it and say, oh, I would rather be them, it's not good enough. I need to be comfortable being myself because that's who I am. And I need to be able to be confident in that. And I think that's important to be happy with who you are, and I trust that you'll get there, Nathan, because at the end of the day, you're on this journey for a reason. You're an intelligent guy and you're pursuing the right things. And without a doubt, you'll get to a point in place where you can look back and be like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be anyone else but Nathan.
No,
Or
I
me.
want to be me. I just want to change some shit in the past. That's all I'm trying to say. That's
What would you change,
But
Nathan?
the stuff in the past is what made you you.
You can
Thinking
change
that you
it.
want to be you.
I changed so many things.
What would you
So
change?
all the stupid things that I've done. Just,
What have you done that was so stupid?
plenty of things. I don't want to get into that, but
I don't blame you.
yeah.
I wouldn't have been drunk. I wouldn't have drinking that night. I would have said, hey man, I got a meeting. He keeps moving up the date, but fuck it. I got a meeting, man. Don't make me drink. Okay. A little sip. And then it would have happened all over again.
What is this Breath of Five anyway? Why'd you come up with that name? Breath of Five. Who knows what this guy he said that day? I don't even know.
It was an amazing experience, though. I definitely want to do it again. I want to go deeper, and I will. Everything in its divine timing. It was a revelation, though, that I needed at that point in time. But the purging, I could so do without that purging. I literally thought I was gonna die.
Well, not everyone purges. I think that was just.
I just had a lot of stuff to purge then.
Yeah, you got to get rid of some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was it purging or did you eat something bad? That's the question that messes with me. Because
No.
when
No. Continue, sir.
because when Morgan did the Reiki through the phone with me, I ate some questionable meat that night. So I don't know if it was the meat
Me
or if it was that's weird. But I didn't throw up meat. So that's the thing that messes with my mind.
Well, let's test this. Let's do it right now.
I don't want
Look into my eyes for 20 seconds and tell me what happens tomorrow.
Can I do it too?
Yeah. Well, let's do one at a time so I can look at you directly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so give me some time here. Let me warm up the energy.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. I'm your guru.
Aww.
All right, you ready, Nathan?
Okay. Yeah.
Look into my eyes.
I'll
for
look
20
away.
seconds.
You see, I'm looking away.
Okay.
Are you even looking at me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
He's afraid to look at another guy.
Blinking.
You need to let that go, buddy. Not everything is homosexual here.
Hey man, I watched Moonlight. I watched Bros. No, I'm just joking. I watched Moonlight. Okay.
You watched Blue Mountain. That was your movie. I heard it was your #1 movie.
Moonlight was a good movie, though. It deserved those
Bareback
awards.
Mountain, I should say. I don't know what Blue Mountain was.
Blue Mountain is
Blue
a
Mountain.
skiing resort.
That's a resort. That's a skiing
Hey,
resort.
need a spot.
Blue Mountain.
Bareback Mountain.
Bareback Mountain. That's not it either. What's it?
The Canadian version. Have you heard of Bareback Mountain? No, I got Blue Mountain.
No, I don't know what the name of the movie. What's the name of that movie? What was it called?
The
only Bareback is the only thing that's in my head right now. Bareback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
What's it called?
Brokeback.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds closer to that. Brokeback Mountain. Why did I say Bareback Mountain?
Because you want it. But anyways.
Let's do this. You looking at me?
Yeah, I haven't stopped for like the last.
Oh,
yeah.
You disappeared. Okay, 20 seconds.
Okay.
I'm looking away.
See, when you look away, I lose Nathan. I don't see him.
Why are you looking at me?
Okay, here we go.
Look at him. All right.
Nathan keeps changing. I don't know if I'm even looking at him. You see me, Nathan?
Yeah, I see you. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Keep talking. That's what you do. If you keep talking, you'll stay on the
Yeah.
screen, so I'll see you.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may have seen me from such movies as Brokeback Mountain, Moonlight,
Brokeback Mountain. That's it.
Man in the Cage, Cage on the Edge, Gun Salute, Detroit on Fire, Lights in the Sky, Tide Pods,
I think I got
clothing.
you. All right, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Tanisha's turn.
Okay.
So Tanisha,
Okay.
as I'm looking into your eyes, just keep talking so I'll keep you on the screen. Okay, go for it. I'm ready. Say stuff.
I look forward to being in multiple museums.
Are you even looking at me?
Yeah, I am looking at you.
Okay.
I just hope that my artwork is widely accepted. I hope that it is monumental, renowned, and remembered, and I create a name for myself, and people genuinely enjoy it. It helps better humanity, and people's just. I hope it helps other people, and I hope that I keep getting guidance as to what it is that I'm supposed to do to be able to help others and make beautiful artwork, and people genuinely enjoy it, and it helps me buy multiple houses and invest in real estate and some stocks, and I
This
just
girl's
look forward
greedy. Okay, you're good. You're good.
to others.
Man, how come I didn't wish? You didn't tell me I could wish
You
and stuff.
said
I didn't even ask her to wish. That's what she wanted. That's
Fuck,
what
man.
she wanted.
Can
So
we
you
do this
again,
again?
Nathan.
Come
Hang
on.
yourself up one more time. Keep talking. Go for it.
I want to be the greatest comedian of all time. I want to make everyone in the world
That almost
laugh.
made me laugh. But of all time,
Of all time. Of all time.
how about let me be a working comedian? How about start there?
Let me be the greatest working comedian of all time. I want to make everyone laugh, not at me, but with me. I want to influence so many people around the world. I want to change lives. I want to be great. I want to be great, the greatest of all time. Great granddad, great guy, great
How
personality.
about ask for enlightenment? How about
Enlightenment. Yeah, I want to reach nirvana in maybe a couple lifetimes. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I want to pass all my classes.
I think I got you. Yeah.
All
Nisha, one more time.
right, that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough, Nathan. All right.
You ready?
Oh,
Mhm.
All right. Go for it. Talk.
I hope that I
Continue the wishes.
listen. I hope
The what?
that I'm spiritually guided, and I hope that I do what I'm here for. You know, I genuinely hope that I help other people, and I hope that I'm able to do it. And by making beautiful artwork, I hope I make beautiful artwork. And I just look forward to making this place a better place. And I hope that my family's happy and healthy and we all live beautiful lives. And I look forward to this earth healing. I genuinely hope that this planet heals. And I hope that I'm able to help out and play a part. And I hope my artwork also plays a part in that. And I wish Morgan and Nathan absolutely phenomenal lives. And may they live out
I already have a
everything to their
phenomenal
highest
life. I'm
potential.
good. Nathan can have my blessing.
I feel so selfish.
Oh, that's what it is. It's bring back twice.
Oh man, you have such better wishes than me. Like, what kind of shit is that, man?
They're not wishes. They're just that's what I hope for genuinely, you know. That's what I talk to myself often, Nathan. That's one thing. I talk to myself quite often, and in the sense of I just hope the best for this planet. It definitely alarms me, and I know Morgan and I have spoken about this, and he says everything is in balance, but I acknowledge that it is. I just hope that things get better. Our planet needs our help. Like, it is unfortunately experiencing a lot of trauma in a lot of places. And I definitely want to be an artist. I want to be able to make a living doing art and continue to be able to do that. And I hope the artwork I create and see is beautiful. Like, I like to see pretty art. And yeah, I just hope people are moved by it. I hope that it's in museums. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. There's no point in doing it to me if I'm not in higher places. So that's just how I feel inside. That's what I think all of the time.
How do you feel about the activists?
Gluing themselves to the artwork.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I don't know how it makes a difference.
Yeah, same here.
What happened? The activists and the what?
There are youth that are gluing themselves to artwork or throwing pasta and soup on artwork, destroying famous artwork.
Oh, for real? This is happening right now?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how it helps make a difference. I feel like for us to really make a difference, we need to collectively stop buying things that are destroying our planet and supporting these companies, because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit. If it's making money, it's making money. How does that impact them? It doesn't. You're literally wearing clothing that's going to be and end up in a landfill, most likely. A majority of our clothes is polyester. All of this stuff, it accumulates, and it's what's destroying our planet. So I don't understand how we're actually making any difference or a change. When we wear jeans, do you know how much water it takes to produce a pair of jeans? Yet still, it's something that is a regular commodity. It was not before. a lot of the stuff that we do and have are new. You know, it's not like it's been like this for thousands of years, or, you know, it's a lot of it's relatively new and we're comfortable with it and can't foresee a life without it. Yet still, we've had life without it, and us having it right now is what's destroying this planet. So I don't know. I don't know how things are going to change. I just hope that they do. And I hope I play a part. I acknowledge I play a part in destroying this planet, because like laundry detergent, certain laundry detergents, it goes back into the water, and it's destroying the water. It's destroying the animals that are aquatic. Like there's so many things that create this destruction. It's just like, I don't know how to get out of the loophole, but I hope that in some way, shape, or form, I'm guided into how to do so. And it comes easy in the sense that I listen and I follow, and, you know, I don't say no. And I hope that my artwork plays a part in that too, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. I make art. So it's a lot of stuff, and it's definitely
The
sad.
Zoom call is destroying the planet too.
Yeah, there's so many things. So that's what I'm saying. We're so comfortable with it. We're so comfortable with it. Like us generating light for a house, like we're doing it in a form that is producing carbon emission, even though we can have different ways of doing stuff. And at the end of the day, it comes down to a lot of large corporations, because they're not providing access to things that are actually going to change things, you know, at least ways that are affordable as well. So I don't know, but as you said, everything is as it's supposed to be. Perhaps we're all supposed to die out, because at the end of the day, we're gonna go before the planet does, and that's just a fact.
I don't believe that.
Nathan, if nature hits, right, and destroys a lot of things, and including people, when we're gone, it goes back to normal. It's happened time and time again throughout history. It's not about what you believe, it's about what has historically always occurred. There's been species that have lived and gone extinct.
Yeah,
We're
but they're
not
dumb.
like, huh?
They're dumb. They're like
We're dumb too.
no, reptiles. We can fight that. We can change it around.
We
You
can,
know?
but are we?
We can. There's some of us out there. We can do it. I
It's not
believe in
that
it.
I'm not saying that we can't. We're more than capable. We've had the technology to do this for so long, but what runs this world is greed. We're choosing not to. We're consciously choosing not to.
Consciously choosing not to. Well, I think we're choosing convenience over the other stuff. We can't. It's hard for us to let it go, because what we've created is convenience.
Yeah,
Hard to give up
exactly.
convenience, right?
It's very convenient, and then even when there are access to different stuff, we think it's too expensive, even though often it works out to be cheaper. Like at the end of the day, if it wasn't about money, perhaps everything would change, because a lot of stuff comes back down to money. People don't want a dollar going from their pocket, and it's just like, these are life and death scenarios. Like we're not thinking about our future generations at all.
What do you have to say about that, Nathan?
I mean, I feel like things will balance each other's out. I mean, we still have, like, you know,
So
there's always those greedy psychopath people, and then you got those other people on the other side. It's just that the people on the other side don't really have enough money. They got to get some money, so we can.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Talk about either.
he said the people on the
I
other
would have
side
rejected
don't
him
have
too. No 5 meal for you.
But I don't disagree with you, Nathan. I completely agree with you. I hope that I have enough money someday to be able to fund some of these initiatives. But again, this is a global cause. So it's just like, I just hope. Because we never know how things are going to play out, realistically speaking. At least for me, my mantra is always, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know why. But I hope that this will happen. And it often happens in ways that I would have never imagined, often much better ways that I would have never imagined. So I hope that it occurs. I hope that whatever needs to take place for us to, you know, live and sustain ourselves on this planet, we're able to do. And yeah.
We just need a psychopath on the good side. See, you see all the psychopaths?
Psychopath on the good side. I like that.
Yeah, right?
Psychopath on the good side.
Morgan,
Top, right?
I enlist you. I vote Morgan.
Yeah, I guess I'm one of them.
You see all the evil
path on the good side.
You see all the evil
I
people?
vote for Morgan.
All the evil people are like self-motivated and driven. All the things that we highlight in our society, but all the good so-called good people on the other side are just all scatterbrained and talking to animals and shit. We need a psychopath.
You hear that? You hear that, Tanisha?
No,
Talking to animals.
Talking to animals. That was shots fired.
I'm sorry, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that.
Lecturing. Can't handle it. The ego can't handle it. So I'm gonna take a shot at her. The animals, you talking
like all these scatterbrained people talking to animals.
Conversations with animals.
Tanisha, the one person playing for the planet scatterbrained.
No, I mean like
you said everything. Like I was like, talking about Tanisha.
Oh
I'm not talking about you.
You know, you left out. You're like, they're just making art and gluing themselves to art.
Nose ring, motherfucker. Like everything. You're like that dreadlock, motherfucker. I was like, Tanisha.
No, I'm not talking about you. No. I'm just saying, like in general.
Not you, but you know, people like you.
Not you, but people like you.
Just all so-called. We're all broke. We have no money to influence change in society. You know, like
yeah.
They say it costs $44 billion to change the world. Where's that? We don't have any money. We need money to influence shit. And you know, we're all just, you know, all the artists you can change. We can't change. We can make it better. You can't change it. You can make it better though. Has a song ever changed the world? No, but it's made it better.
Thriller changed it for me though.
I was thinking of Michael Jackson too. That's so crazy.
See?
I was literally thinking of Michael. Oh my God, I love Michael.
Michael
was our archangel on this planet. Yes.
Michael Jackson changed my life.
Then Michael,
he changed my life too. Oh my gosh, when Michael died, he visited me. Yeah.
Is that when the crows were just Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson!
I was a child and I was bawling my eyes out.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to make trauma out of your crow situation. I'm sorry. I make jokes.
Oh, you threw out the crows? It's okay. It happened. Like, you know, I lost a lot of friends. It is what it is.
All right.
This crow girl.
Tell me if y'all can hear this. I'm trying to heal the world because, you know, I'm the psychopath on the good side.
You are.
Tell me if you hear this.
You're not a psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I pegged you right then.
Can you hear that?
Not really. It's silent.
Serious?
Yeah, that's coming. It's coming now.
Yeah, the second time I heard it. No, but I'm sure we're feeling the effects of it.
Can I hear it?
Is this gonna make me throw up?
Let me change my settings. My audio
You're so
settings.
amazing, Morgan.
I know. Because I'm your guru.
Why are you gonna say like that for, huh?
Automatically adjust noise.
Look, I don't mean to. I wasn't taking shots. I'm just speaking my mind here. I don't mean to offend anybody.
You.
Right.
I'm just
okay,
teasing
good.
you. But you're completely right, and it's crazy to know it could be a few $1 billion to like create the right infrastructure. Yes, you did it, Morgan. Wow.
Take it all in. This would have sobered up Nathan real quick. This would have made all the crows fly away.
It would have.
And this would make Tanisha hug more trees.
How do you learn how to do that?
It's not like learning how to play the guitar or anything. Just I just did it.
I want to do stuff like that though. The reason why I asked is like I would love to incorporate that into my life, and I guess I'll get to that point. Yeah. Sometimes I so much want to pick your brain as to like what you do, and you know, I don't want to be what is it called? The single white girl. What is single white woman?
Single white female?
Yeah, single. I don't want to be that, but I do want to do the different things that you do to like become more enlightened, and also just to give off a healing energy.
All you got to do is temporarily give up everything. That's it.
Morgan, do you hear? I went through that phase. I gave up everything. I sold my jewelry. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped everything.
And when you did all that, did you become everything in that moment? And that's not what I'm talking about.
What do I give up?
You have to give up yourself. You have to give up the ego temporarily. You got to give it up.
I think I do.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
David.
Never gonna get it.
You're the best, Nathan. This is what's gonna make you the greatest. This is what's gonna make you the greatest comedian. That right
Blessing
there.
is working.
Yeah, this is making him funnier.
I think I might shit myself on stage. I'm gonna shit myself on stage because it's purge. I'm gonna throw up on the mic.
And they're gonna love him.
Ayahuasca on stage.
They're gonna love you. It's a performance art. They're gonna love you.
Yeah, your puke will become the visual art.
They'll be like, puke on me, Nathan.
Puke on me. Puke on me. You'd be the next Michael Jackson.
Never changing this shirt ever again.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, there's a lot. It's crazy that like to this day there's still so much, but it's all good. I feel like the planet needs us more.
Need us more? Need Black people more?
No, I mean like I feel more for the planet than I do for our own like species. Like we have so many issues as people, whether you're gay or LGBTQ or female or person of color or indigenous, whatever the case may be. Like there's so many issues. The planet has a lot of issues too.
Well, the planet has issues because the planet's what created us. So aren't we the expression of the planet? Crazy, huh?
Just hit
That's just something deep, eh?
That's gonna be the first video.
No one ever thinks about that.
Never thought about that. No.
At some point, the planet says, "You know what? It's time for me to die.
It's true, and it's
I have to
done
destroy
that.
myself. How do I do that? Oh, I'm going to create some primates, call them humans, and they'll do it for me."
So it's not our fault, and it's never been our fault. It's the planet, because it's done it before. It's fucked itself up before, and now it's fucking.
Well, look at Mars. It's a dead planet. We love the beauty of it from a distance. Earth has got to become that way too at some point.
Or maybe it will become something else, but either way, it's
maybe something else
up again.
We're just deflecting.
And it's done it before. That's what, to me, what's crazy is just like all that's happening has happened before. Like us releasing all these carbon gases or whatever, they've been in the air before. That's why we were not alive before. And then they became trapped in ice. And now us melting the ice, we're releasing it all over again. So at the end of the day, it's not like, oh, this is new for the planet. The planet's just like, yeah, bro, this is like
that's what nature does.
500 million time of the month.
And think about it. When we die from natural causes, it's our body that kills us. It's our biology that kills
Earth.
us.
Yeah.
Right? That's just what nature does.
I'm gonna stop giving a shit. I should say fuck this. Now I don't know how to feel. Now I'm just like, should I care?
Well, you still should care because that's also part of nature too. That you're expressing what nature is trying to express. Anything that you're feeling, nature is expressing that. All right? So there's no way you can undo that. That's how nature expresses itself. It's just human beings can't see it that way because hardly any human being has that kind of awareness. So I'm not saying continue polluting the planet. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you are going to express what nature is trying to express, whatever that is. And if it means destroying the planet, well, that's what nature is trying to do.
It is. It most
You know,
definitely.
the ego says, well, I need to survive, though. Me and my species need to survive. Let's save the planet, which really means let's save ourselves, right? But it's nature. Nature is expressing that. It's just
That's
people
so
think that
true.
nature is anything that's outside of ourselves, not realizing, well, you're made from the same nature. Nature found a way to express itself to what we call Homo sapiens.
We're all gonna, well,
Right?
not.
This
like,
is nature speaking right now as we speak. This is nature doing all the things that we were doing to the planet. I'm not saying you should continue doing it, right? Because it is going to end shit if we keep it up. But maybe that's what nature is expressing.
I don't think there's any way around it, though.
There's no way around it. The Earth has to die at some point.
We'll get Captain Planet. He'll come back.
He'll come back and save us. Captain Planet. I used to love that guy. That's why I found out he wasn't real. Like, he's not DC or Marvel?
He's
I'm so
not
disappointed.
DC or Marvel? Oh
Yeah, it's like
my
in this whole category. He's like, he's not DC or Marvel? Who's this Captain Planet guy?
Rick, actually,
Makes
Rick.
me like, what's the point?
What was that? Wikipedia? He's not Marvel or DC.
No. Rick and Morty had this episode about
Oh,
a different version of Captain Planet. It was actually really deep, but I couldn't. We have to
yeah,
watch
you
it.
couldn't comprehend it at the time. I understand.
Sorry.
No, I did. I just like it's a lot to
Former
explain.
special ed student.
Shut up. Because in the cartoon, it's the Captain Planet. It's in the original one, it's a man, but in this episode, she's a woman, and then Morty falls in love with her, but then
The
it's a lot,
trans.
huh?
Oh, I need to see that episode. I love that show.
She's trans.
No, she's not trans. She's just like a female Captain Planet.
Okay,
But
just say she's trans, bro.
she's not trans,
You have
man.
to watch for her too, right?
She's hot in the cart. I'm not gonna lie. She's fucking fun.
There are
Mm.
trans people
Whatever.
that are
You learn something
hot.
about yourself. That's good.
Shut up. She's not
There are
fucking
trans
trans.
women that are hotter than me. How do you mean?
Fucking trans. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you said that.
Okay,
he
this
was
hot
a
I knew
trans
Nathan
woman-
was into the they them.
And-
I knew he was into that.
Whatever. They them
It's
whatever.
okay.
Anybody can get
That
it.
is okay.
Love is love.
Love is love.
Yeah.
Love is love, bro.
Shut
You
up.
said you're
Anyway.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain, Bareback Mountain, Blue Mountain.
Anyway, it's a dark episode. That's what I'm trying
I'm
to say.
about it.
She starts killing people who just do start destroying the planet, and then Morty can't take it, so he dumps her, and then she, it's.
I gotta see this
heartbreaking.
episode. Is
It's
this
like-
the last season?
Yes, last season. It was a
Oh, I
really
didn't
great
get to see the
episode.
last season. You know what's my
I wanna
favorite
watch
episode?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. You know what's my favorite episode?
Which one?
The episode where he dated that girl who was a collective.
Yeah. the
Oh
Hive
my
Mind
god,
one,
that episode blew my mind.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Oh, it's so cool. I love that show.
Wow.
I gotta watch
I
it.
love
last season.
that. I'm still gonna watch it now.
Yeah.
You know
I've
who
never
turned,
seen
you
it
know who
before.
got me to watch it?
Who?
Fatima.
Oh, nice. I love
Yeah,
Fatima.
Fatima got me to watch the show. She goes, "You need to watch the show because," she said, who's the professor guy? What's it? Is he Rick or Morty? Which one?
It's Rick. It's Rick.
She goes, "You remind me of
Listen-
Rick. I want you to watch this show." I'm like, "Huh?" I started
What?
watching the show. I said, "He doesn't remind me of Rick, but I love the show. The show's great though."
No, you're not Rick. You're not like a drunken
You see,
alcohol.
but you see this, Morgan? Everyone sees you as a guru.
She sees me as Rick.
But
Rick
Rick
is a
is like a
god.
guru. He's a teacher. He's the professor.
Rick is a.
Interesting. But, so
He's
that's
a
how I
Rick.
started watching the show, and I was like, "This is a great show."
Morgan, you're
I
not
like
Rick.
that.
You're not Rick at all.
I didn't think so either, but I still like
I'm not
the
Rick at
show.
all. Why not?
See, I'm
Explain
not
it,
Rick.
I've
I'm not a
never
guru
seen
to
the
this guy.
show.
I'm nothing to this guy.
How is he not Rick? I've never seen it.
Rick is an alcoholic. He's a genius alcoholic who's nihilistic.
I'm not a genius. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm not. Come on. You got to give me that.
You're smart. No,
I'm on that genius level. I'm just smart.
you're smart. You're smart.
He's smart. He's pretty.
And the thing is, too, it's my energy that's expressing through him. So keep talking. man. Keep
You took all
talking.
these light-skinned shots at me. I'm just trying to get back at you. That's all. I'm
All
trying
I
to
hear from the three of us is the energy speaking through us. That's my creation. I'm Rick.
Maybe. You never know. You never ever know. Which is so weird though, because then again, I have to attribute like divinity because I've always been like this since I was a child, but I definitely had my turnaround when I met Morgan.
So did Nathan, he had his turnaround when he met me too. I don't know why he won't admit
So
it.
did Nathan.
He won't say it. Like he'll never say it. He'll never say it.
I've had a turnaround. Yeah, I healed most of my body and my mind, and yeah, you've taken me out of dark parts of my life, which I appreciate with that. I thank you.
I did that.
But it's just
You know what? Give you a free Darshine session right now.
all right. Okay.
Look at him. He sees he's willing to take the free session. You asshole. Admit that I'm a genius.
I'll say you're a great healer.
I will admit, I think I tell you all the time.
I mean, this guy
I can admit that.
Rick can travel through dimensions and portals, and he has multiple versions of himself.
Bruh, I've been in the entire universe.
I've traveled through different dimensions and portals.
I've done all of that.
When I was, oh my gosh, it was your CD, and I had to stop listening to it.
See, my CD. Who created that CD?
I had to.
I need you to say it.
When I was driving.
Yeah, I hear you. But who created that CD?
It was you.
You see? Exactly, Nathan.
See, but I say, I like to tell people the truth. I tell Morgan all the time. And it's like, man, can you imagine dipping into your brain? Like, well, obviously, you know, because it's your brain.
Yeah, it's my brain, right?
But
so you traveled different dimensions, but you did this from my CD. I've done the same thing. I've done way more than what Ricky did. What's his name? Ricky?
Rick.
What's his name? Ricky?
I know, eh? What's this guy's name? What's this nigga's name? Ricky?
What's his name? Tom?
Ricardo?
And he's just a cartoon, Nathan. This is a real deal.
Well, Spider-Man's a cartoon, but he's influenced my life. So, you know.
Wow.
So Stan Lee
Spider-Man over me.
life.
I'm sorry, you took so many shots at me earlier. I gotta get back at you. This is
what this is all about.
This is about.
Oh my gosh! See,
and he's
the
black.
inner anger this guy holds towards me.
And he's black, Nathan.
Yeah, on top of it,
Appreciate
right?
That. You only like the white creators out here. You like Stan Lee, huh?
I like all Spider-Man.
He loves Stan Lee. He loves
all Spider-Man.
He likes that white juice.
He likes that white juice. Stop that, Tanisha.
You need to suck it in.
This is not like you.
I need more. Give me the more juice. I need it. Fuel my ambitions. Yes.
At least Nathan's white side gets to speak as his melanin stays prison to his Caucasianness.
Get out.
Jesus Christ.
And you're right. I'm not like Ricky. Ricky's like me. Is that his name? Ricky? Ricardo? Rick?
His name is Rick, okay?
Rick, right?
Get it right.
Rick.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
This is fun.
I feel
It's not fun. It's not fun. Shut up.
Have you ever been to a blackout party, Nathan?
What's that?
How many black people have you been around before?
Oh, damn. This is like the dissing match in terms of Nathan has to question his blackness. You have to prove your blackness, bro.
I do this every day. This is not a normal occurrence. You know, I think we all go through that, don't we? As black people, like
I don't
we all have
go
to.
Everyone. That's all I've ever.
Shots fired. And Nathan, this is the same girl who calls me and says, "You're so rough on Nathan. You're so harsh on Nathan. You need to back up on Nathan." Like, when she gets into it.
I'm just trying to be funny like you, Nathan. That's all I'm trying to do.
You're doing a good job at it.
Completely honest.
Nathan can actually learn from you.
I'm taking tips from him. His little side jokes.
Yeah, you're gonna get all this until you call me a genius, you motherfucker.
I can call you a genius. I think so. I feel like I have multiple times already.
I've taken that in.
Yeah.
Multiple times. You see? You hear that, Nathan? Multiple times.
But it's true. Even if you go to like astrological signs, Aquarius are considered the genius. Steve Jobs, all of them, Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one letter out of the word. I'll call you a G. All right. Just
Sorry.
a G.
You know what? Give me 1 second, Nathan.
Fuck you. This motherfucker.
No, but in all honesty, like credits due.
Gemini
Oh God,
right here, buddy.
So cute.
Up your ass.
I like it.
Oh, you fucking
Every time I pull it out.
Amongst many other accolades. Hello.
Oh shit. Man, whatever, man. When I
That's
get
funny.
mine, I swear to God, I'm gonna show
You're
you.
never gonna get a Gemini. What are you talking about?
But you've done so much more than that too. Hello.
Well, it's
Energy.
true, but
Hello.
the Gemini is the only thing he can recognize.
You had a TV show.
It's the only thing that fits.
Energy. You teach a whole bunch of people. So many people come to you. Nathan, who comes to you?
No one.
I actually shut up. I got like 2 people actually. This is really weird.
You got 2 people there.
Yeah. Actually take my advice. I don't know why they come to me for like comedy advice. I got nothing. Like I'm just making this shit up as I go. People
That's good though. Who comes to you for comedy advice? That's good.
Like it was weird. Like just
that's
2 new
good.
comics. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I can give them some pointers. I learned from you. Like you
I
taught
can
me
see
so
that
much.
though.
Yeah.
For comedy, I can definitely see that. For spirituality,
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. For comedy, yes. Spirituality, no. That's what Tennesha
guy
Skyers.
showed up with a hangover.
I know, shows up with a hangover.
Can you tell?
Nathan, only Nathan.
It's 8 a.m. on a Sunday, dude.
See, Nathan,
Right
everyone
here.
catches the vibe. Let's pick on Nathan. Everyone catches
Come back at 12.
Come back at 12.
Aw. That's so funny.
Stop making that noise. Stop it. Stop it. No. Stop.
I just want you to just take
But
this in
Nathan,
one
you
more
have to
time.
give
Nathan.
yourself props though, because you're like side by side with
Yeah.
Morgan. There's a reason for that.
There's a reason. There's a reason why I let you in my circle. But I want you to
Literally.
really take this in, Nathan.
And you're not the only,
yeah.
you're not just in his circle, you're his top dog. I hope you're aware of that.
Yeah, you're my number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Fuck.
Oh my god. You're so funny. This guy said, I'm okay. Oh my goodness. But it's good
My
to know
front
you
man.
like
Like, he's my front man.
So wrong. Ah shit. God damn it.
Yeah, I think we're good though. We're like 9:40. I think we've been at this for like 3 hours. This is cool.
this was very cool.
If you could just edit out what I said about my friend, about him saying the C word.
So I'll
That's-
try. I'll do my best. Wink, wink.
His
Edit.
friend? What?
Edit.
His
What
friend.
friend?
The friend about the Cracker Girls.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, he
I thought
wants
you were
that
gonna
out for
edit out
sure.
the Brokeback Mountain bit, but
Yeah,
Well,
I'm okay with
that's
that.
gotta go. There's no way I can keep the Brokeback Mountain in there.
I don't care a shit about that. You can keep that in. I don't really care.
Yeah, you should care.
that sounds like it. You edit it.
I kind of want that out.
Oh, bareback. I don't give a fuck about that. Doesn't matter.
I couldn't remember the name of the movie. Bareback Mountain. I was
Bareback
sure that was the
Mountain.
name of the movie. Yeah. Bareback Mountain. Said it with a straight face. Bareback Mountain. No, Morgan, that's not the name of the movie.
No, you
What
said
could it be?
Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain? No, Morgan, it's Brokeback Mountain.
Oh,
That is hilarious.
It's hilarious. Yeah, but this was nice. I'll let you guys go. I'm sure you're probably hungry.
Yeah, I'm
There
gonna
you go.
eat right now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you gotta eat. You gotta eat, you know?
Reading my mind.
All right. Just wanna show this to Nathan one more time.
You're blinding
Just
us,
to bring it
Morgan. Oh
through.
my goodness.
when you show it, it's blurry, so it's like.
It's all good.
I
Everyone
like it,
still knows
though.
this is a Gemini award.
Guys
I'll put it in the title. So, Morgan
have
wins
to-
Gemini. Has nothing to do with the segment.
I'm gonna have to look up Rick and Morty. I'm gonna watch it
Genius
again.
Morgan.
Oh yeah, Morgan
AKA
and what?
Ricky. Sorry, Rick.
Morgan and Morty. Oh my gosh, that's why they named him Rick. It's too close. Morgan and Morty.
Morgan and Morty.
Yeah.
That will be the new cartoon that we're gonna put on that you're gonna direct and produce.
That's how you know you guys are like, because if you replace Rick with Morgan, it's just
It still
too
works.
close.
Yeah.
Close. You
Nathan
get it's
knows
like a tongue
this.
twister. Morgan, Morty, Morehouse, more.
You see? Nathan's pissed. He's like, how can Morgan get so much and I have so little?
I'll get there one day.
But one day,
One
yeah,
day.
you can get there one day.
Oh.
One day, you know? And maybe you'll stay there longer. You know, my run was short.
Your run is still going. Hello. Do you
My
not
run only
think
lasted.
about
My run
us?
only lasted 14 years.
What about us? Huh? What about what
Oh
you're
no,
doing
I'm just
right
talking about
now?
the old. I'm talking about the old me. This is my new life, which includes you, of course.
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
is
of
just
course.
as important, if
No, this is
not more
better.
important.
No, not this is
Yeah.
better. This is way more important. I totally agree. Way more important. I just want Nathan to recognize that. I think in his own way, he's trying to put me second place too.
He's gonna be like
Someone.
Morgan, Morty, Morgan, Morty,
I
Morgan,
know, eh?
Morty.
Nathan's always disrespected me in different ways.
You,
He doesn't say it out loud, but he disrespects me.
you from the day I met you, you disrespected me. That's where this conflict came from. So
From
goes
the day
back
I
and
met
forth.
you, He's disrespecting me.
The first interaction I ever met this man, fucking jokes about me. So it's just like I gotta
I don't
come
think I picked on you right away from the beginning.
said,
from the
"You ain't
very
black."
moment. From the very moment, I still remember that. I'm like, what? And I just never stopped. It's just like, all right,
You
I
cried.
know it's just it's who you are.
Yeah, it's who I
Can't
am.
help it. Yeah, it's
True, I
what it
can't
Yeah,
is.
help it.
you always get at him, Morgan.
I always get at Nathan. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
true. It's
I don't
true.
think he gets at anyone else, you know.
I don't think so.
That's a lie. He gets at everyone all
Not
the
me.
time.
You know, I
Yeah.
get at other people. Yeah, there's people I take shots at all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not. I don't do that with everyone. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just have a special group of people where I just take shots at because it depends on the personality type. It depends on depends. Nathan just has that personality type. It's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I like picking. But if I pick fun at you, it's because I like you. I think you're cool. That's why I do it because I don't know how to show any other emotions, so I do it through that.
Yeah. All right.
See? Hope you buy that story. Right. Anytime I'm dating someone, whatever, I always like play fight with them and stuff like that. They're like, "Why are you so harsh on me?" I'm like, "This is how I show my affection."
True.
Right?
I
I
understand.
always put Tennesha in a headlock. That's what I do.
What? I don't recall ever being in a headlock.
You're right. I've never put you in a headlock.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. You're always, well, you know what? You always bring me through the bushes, and I don't
Whoa, slow down.
understand.
Whoa. You got to put that into context. What do you mean I
Edit.
bring you to the bush?
Edit.
And I get my legs cut off.
Whoa.
And I say, what the fuck?
What the?
Oh,
Whoa. How is it me, the two of us walking into nature, it turned into me taking you into the bushes? Oh, that sounds.
they're taller than me. And I get like,
Tennesha, you just told the world, you told the 5 people that I take you into the bushes. What does that sound like to
cut it out.
5 people.
you? I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, hey, slow down.
That's the most of a headlock you've ever given me. But Morgan's got an ego. That's what I always would say about Morgan. He's got a big ego.
Huge ego.
I remember once
All geniuses
Nathan,
do.